So, objective is last. Penetration says, another one is 2.5.
who gives you all the answers, but one who inspires you to find them yourself. Yeah, very warm and very good morning to everyone gathered here. So I am Dr. Purpadam, a professor at the School of Mechanical Engineering, Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. It is my honor and praise from IIT Madras and various esteemed institutions and organizations. With this, now I invite Mr. Nitin Kulkarni from Bajaj Auto Pune to deliver the welcome address.
Welcome and very good morning to all of you. I am Nitin Kulkarni, a former student of IIT Madras from MTech AET batch of 2003. It is my singular honor and privilege to extend a warm welcome to the August gathering here today. I would like to welcome dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Chief Guest, respected Dr. Nagalingam sir, and the guest of honors, Dr. Jabez Dinagar sir, Vice President at Ola Electric, Dr. K. Harikrishnan sir, Professor and Dean, VIT Business School, Chennai, Mr. V. Gunashekar, Retired Principal General Manager at BSNL, and Honorable Dr. A. Ramesh sir, who is the main celebrity of today's function, and also to Chitrakala madam. Dear sirs and madam, we welcome you all. Today we felicitate Dr. A. Ramesh sir from Department of Mechanical Engineering of IIT Madras in honor of his remarkable service. Today we are celebrating a legacy of wisdom and humility. Welcome everyone again. I take this an opportunity to express few words, the legacy of the teacher. As seasons turn and time moves on, your lessons kept us on the path we are on. Thousands of minds your torch has lit, and countless hearts with gratitude sit. So here I stand with voice so clear to say we are blessed by the teacher whose work spirit will always stay a guiding star to us every day. Thank you very much, sir.
Your heartfelt welcome. Now I invite Professor K. S. Subramanian, Professor, Department of Energy, Science and Engineering, IIT Delhi, to say a few words about the Felicitation event.
Morning. I think you give 5 minutes, at least I'll take 3 minutes. So why this function? Why this felicitation? Before going there, I will take 1 or 2 minutes. World moves from coal, then oil, natural gas, hydrogen now. It still come. But way back, they started hydrogen in IC Engine Laboratory, IIT Madras. The great visionary leader, respected Professor Nagalingam. And some research areas are abandoned by the researcher worldwide, like a two-stroke engine. Two-stroke engine, somebody say, not feasible, stopped, 99.9%. Single-cylinder turbocharged engine, not possible. Wangle engine, excellence in anywhere IC engines, and the one great, our visionary leader, Professor A. Ramesh. So why this function? We all together here assembling to thank Professor Ramesh for extraordinary mentorship that helped us. We are standing here. So his banyan tree grown, we are also be there. And we thankful to family members for their understanding, their support. Without that, not possible. Morning 7, 6, we met, early morning, even night. Without family support, it's not possible to mentor to us. So we thankful to ma'am and family members for your great support. And we are proud of his excellence in academics and research and outreach. Society give awards to Professor Ramesh. I had the chance to have some meetings in Delhi and other meetings. Many of them I was not there, but they told about Professor Ramesh. They did not know me. I was there sometime. Professor Ramesh was given award unbiased. Unbiased, honest feedback, comments, input, with the humanity without hurting other sentiment. If Professor Ramesh matured academics, and this is what I came to know, one of the senior professor, he told about him. That means he never seen his hurting of anybody. His views strong, but convincing others. These all the things Professor Ramesh enter India and other cases, we can call IC engine, otherwise Professor Ramesh. So, these all today we want to thankful to you for your extraordinary service, not only us to this research and industry and other outreach activities. We are proud of that. So these occasions we will get to know your abstract of your rich experience on academic research and bottlenecks and other, we are eager to learn from you. So, and we are very happy to see the family members. I already talked with him before 4 days, it's a formal function or informal function. It's a blend of both. Then only they will also be part with us.
PhD batchmate and friend.
Yes. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to this occasion to felicitate Dr. Ramesh, very, very close friend of mine for a long period of time, right? I was in IIT in 87. One of the first persons to meet Dr. Nagalingam was my advisor. Met him before joining. And Ramesh was the next person to meet, who's a veteran already in the lab, right? So the journey started together in 87, and so it continues further, right? So it's a 37, 38 year journey of knowing each other, and went in different directions, and Ramesh pursued academics, and even though I was groomed as a childhood onwards to be a professor, ended up Nagalingam and Ramesh every time request, when are you going to look at institutes, and couldn't do it. But otherwise it's a journey of support and a journey of admiration for Ramesh and what he chose to do and how well he did it. Being in IIT in IC lab has a legacy. This is one of the institutions which made a undeniable mark in the industry and in the academic world in India and abroad, wherever the students carried forward in multiple companies and institutes. And the legacy continues. The legacy started before we all were there. When we were there, we were one of the biggest batch of researchers. We used to have a research scholars room with about 17 researchers at one time, overflowing that small room in the ground floor. So everybody had an idea to share. So the legacy was built. The professors, Professor Nagalingam, KVG, all of them mentored us to be researchers for life. And that's how the energy in that room used to be. There's nothing impossible. You can do anything. You can change anything. Question every logic what exists in the industry today. So Ramesh built amazing things, like somebody mentioned in the passing about two-stroke engines, something which who loves the way engine behaves, right? And he travels along with the piston as 10,000 RPM goes, and he knows the dynamics, knows the gas flows, knows the way mechanical things work, knows the way the kind of intricacies of any mechanical system. He's thorough analytically and thorough experimentally. And there's nothing to disprove because they are connected to each other. He doesn't bring a theoretical concept, he brings always an experimental verification to prove his theories. So he ended up being an excellent colleague, excellent researcher. The next part of the journey for him started as a professor, right? Imparting that knowledge to others and creating samples of him in all of you. I can see, I've interacted with some of you. Every one of you have that stamp of being a student or an associate of Ramesh in every possible way. We carry it forward wherever we go, the same energy levels, curiosity to explore things, make things happen in wherever place we are. And the teaching styles, he's a very different kind of a teaching role model. The way he explains concepts, makes things amazingly easy. The difficult concepts of combustion and things, how they work, and the way the pollution formation happens. They were all way ahead of its time. Somebody mentioned hydrogen. Every one of the topics, what IIT and IC lab pursued, Ramesh leading a lot of activities, way ahead of what industry was doing at that point of time in 87 and 90s. Industry had nothing but some smoke meter and some screwdriver to adjust things in the industry, where the lab was doing very pioneering work in every possible thing which can burn in the engine. You think of anything which has a capability to burn, and they used to use it. And very passionate about multiple technologies in the area of electronics, electrical data acquisition. There's no boundaries. So all of us who were there, I don't want to repeat, everybody has a memory. It will come out when you all share it. And ended up now being the pinnacle of what an educator can achieve, researcher can achieve. Amazing innovations what he brought. And I would like to leave my thoughts. He had a great impact on me as I pursued an industry, whatever I wanted to do in industry, and the ability to be curious, ability to do research things, ability to believe people, trust people, and for what they are. All of us bring very unique traits. He was willingly working with every possible person who interacted with him, right? So all of us gained a lot, and we admire him for what he has achieved in his path. And still the life left out for him to explore things newly with a fresh mind, without a institution sometimes is a burden on us. Sets boundaries, what we can do, what we can't do. And he is now free to explore still his dreams, what is there hidden in him. We will find out more about it as he pursues other interests to do things in the future. So let me leave with a thought, right? So what is the profession, what is the work? And one quote comes to my mind from Dorothy Sayers. It's a wonderful expression of a creative energy to benefit others. So in this, we are the beneficiary, and he brought enough energy, which is creative, unique, and he did it willingly, voluntarily, without hesitation, without any effort to keep it to himself. Every knowledge what he had was freely shared, freely given to all of us to support, and it benefited a lot. Each one of you contributing wherever you are, you will always remember somebody contributed to make you what you are, and you will contribute to make others contribute again into the society. Overall, everybody benefits, and it is voluntarily, willingly, selflessly given. That's what makes Ramesh. And thank you, Ramesh, for what you are.
We invite Professor M. Sendil Kumar, Professor, Department of Automobile Engineering, MIT Chennai, to honor and present a shawl and memento to Dr. Hari Krishnan, Professor and Dean, VIT Business School, VIT Chennai.
Be part of this occasion to felicitate Dr. Ramesh. So my heartfelt thanks to the organizers, all researchers and his mentees to create this occasion and give an opportunity for all of us to talk about Dr. Ramesh. So you can write. So he's a born mentor and he's a born teacher. So it gives me an immense pleasure and joy to share our journey together. It started about 53 years from now. So when we were in 8th standard, 1973, he joined our school, which is supposed to be one of the notorious school in Vellore, Urisai School. The area in which I lived is also a notorious place. So he was something like a floodlight for that place, because I take pride in telling I am the first mentees for Dr. Ramesh. So when I see a lot of mentees, thousands of mentees would have been there, because he has been instrumental in changing the way I looked at education. So our area is, as I told, is notorious, where he was the first person to tell about what is engineering. So to tell in your own language, he has been a fuel, he has been engine, he's been what you call gear, and he's been steering wheel, and he's been windshield to my career. Okay, it encompasses everything. So when I had a dilemma in taking, those days we had to choose electives in 10th standard. We studied 11 plus 5 years of engineering. So when I had a dilemma to choose which elective with 10th standard, he was the person who guided me to what I have to choose. Dr. Ramesh was the first person to took me to one of the engineering college and showed, and that gave me an inspiration. Until then, I never knew what is engineering. So none of our persons from our area knew about what is engineering, and so he inspired me. So that gave me an impetus for me to study, good score in SSLC. The reason for that is Dr. Ramesh. I studied well, and during PUC also, that time we didn't have WhatsApp, we didn't have mobile phone and all. So by 8th standard to 10th standard, he was in our school. Then he got shifted to Pudukkottai, where his father got transferred. In those days, he used to write letter. He used to keep inspiring me that I should do well in my SSLC and in my PUC. Then I did my PUC at Layala, he did at there. Even then, through letter, he used to inspire me how I should approach the examination, other things. So by his inspiration, I got good score. I got engineering, and he also joined engineering. And there was little gap in between, communication gap. Otherwise, if we had joined in the same college, I also would have joined with him MTech. I would also did PhD with IIT. Because of that gap, I missed all those opportunities. So then I joined, after doing my engineering and doing MBA, I joined industry. After some gap, again when we met and our communication together joined, again he was instrumental in making me to join academics. He was an inspiration for me to do my PhD. So for what I am now, he is the person. So that's the reason why I'm telling he is my teacher, he is my mentor, and he is my inspiration as far as my career is concerned. So I thank you all for having given me this opportunity, because when I speak with each other, I may not be able to express all these things. So this, on a forum like this, I want to share. So he is a born mentor, he is a born researcher. His integrity and honesty and hard work is exemplary. So I don't find any adjective to explain. And he's a person who has always concern for others. So he'll take me to many temples, because you know that I do a lot of, but he never comes in. So he respects others' faith. So even though, small things, so that is a kind of person he has been. even before you tell what is a problem, is a person who can understand your problem and give you suggestions and some ideas. So I can keep on telling like this. There are so many things, but considering the shortage of time, and others also would like to share because he has done many things to many people. So I don't want to take all the time. I wish and pray to God to give him a very healthy and happy, long life to spend with his family after his retirement. God bless him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your old memories. Dr. Professor Hari Krishnan is from Vellore. I am also from Vellore. He got benefited from our professor. I also got benefited. Maybe post lunch I will share more on my memories. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I invite Professor Pushkaraj Tilak from Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India to honor and present a shawl and memento to Mr. V. Gunashekar, Indian Engineering Service, retired Principal General Manager.
Dear Professor A. Ramesh, the hero of this morning, respected Chief Guest, Professor B. Ramalingam, guests of honors, Dr. Jabas Dinakar and Dr. K. Hari Krishnan, erudite professors, faculty, staff of IIT Madras, invitees from industry and other institutions, members of Professor Ramesh's family, mother Mrs. Ganga Devi Ashwathanarayanan, wife Mrs. Chitra Ramesh, son Mr. Gaudaman, ladies and gentlemen. Friends are never earned. They are a gift from a loving God, and they are precious beyond evaluation. So today it is my proud privilege and precious honor to partake in celebrating Professor's outstanding career, a legacy of wisdom and humility, culminating in a well-deserved retirement from service. He didn't teach, he inspired and ignited the passion of his students. Today, because we had enough about Ramesh's academics, today I will just take a little track off and go to our engineering college days. And it will be a disservice if I don't mention about the great philanthropist, Dr. Alagappa, the founder of Alagappa Chettiar College of Engineering and Technology, Karaikudi. And this was the minefield of a place where our destiny was shaped. Those days, Karaikudi was a remote place. We had to, when we were allotted seat, we had to search in the map, where is this Karaikudi? So finally we found out and reached the place. But nowadays it's not so hard because Karaikudi is very famous. Why? Because cinema. Almost all picture has a shot in Karaikudi because it has a talismanic value. It's like touching gold. Take a shoot, take a scene at Karaikudi, and that picture is a box office hit. Some of the movies, Cheran Actually, he belongs to to that place only, somewhere around Karikudi. And most of his places will have a scene from Karikudi. And he was reaping gold mine. And some of his pictures, Pirivom, Sandipom, then even Kamal's latest, that Vikram, some of the shots were done at Karikudi. So it had a talismanic value for these producers. And another thing is now, yes, the Chettinadu restaurants, Karikudi restaurant. Oh my God. Karikudi, Chettinadu cuisine means we cannot forget our mess, experiences of our mess. The mutton sukkas. And which we, even till date, I think Ramesh would vouch with me, we have never tasted such mutton sukkas anywhere in the world. Such was the taste. That was from our mess kitchen, not from anywhere else. About vegetarians, we had some dish, I don't know, this cauliflower masala. It was actually, it was an equivalent to the chicken fry, which was served in the mess, vegetarian equivalent. Cauliflower masala was really great. Then the ordinary rasam of vegetarian rasam, till date we have never tasted anywhere else such delicious rasam. And Saturday evenings, and Ramesh was a team man. Of course, he was very good at studies, but still, he was a team man who would move with every of his friends very openly, very friendly, and he was a team man and never short of going along with us and very adventurous at times. So those were the young blood days. So now maybe after becoming a professor he might have hollowed down a bit. But those days we were all a big gang called the Madras Boys, because our batch are 180, and out of 180 hardly we had maybe 9-10 from Madras. And we were called the Madras Boys because Karikudi being a remote place, most of the students came from town background and village backgrounds. So such was the place. And we had a professor, late Professor Kumaramangalam S. Pon. So he had a different view of Karikudi, because even though Karikudi was very hot and dry, it was self-contained. Everything was there. Name it, any imported things, we get it by, they call it Tannila vandadunnuvaanga. That is, it came by water. You know, came by water means smuggled inside. It comes from Sri Lanka through Rameshwaram and gets to Karikudi. From Karikudi it gets distributed. Those days no computers, only calculators. Calculators, then you have the 2-in-1s and name anything, you will get at Karikudi. And this gentleman, late Professor Kumaramangalam S. Pon, he had a different view of Karikudi. He used to say, I'll say, tell it verbatim, Yennanga ஊர் இது ஒரு பாம்பூர் தேளூர் சூட்டூர். In English, the meaning is the place is full of snakes, then scorpions, and it's very hot, really hot. But he had a small small child, a girl child. Tentukota is thatched cinema halls, and there we go for night shows on cycle, doubles, and no lights, and only the moonlight to guide us. Then we watch the movies and get back. So auntie is looking, how? Ramesh went for night show. Wait, you come home. So it was all a thrilling day, thrilling period. And we cannot forget that Karnadu Kathan episode. Karnadu Kathan is a place which is etched in our memory forever, because it was a midnight Rasta Roko, and the policemen were very, very angry, because with the Rasta Roko started in the morning, we had our lunch on the road from the mess, and they were hungry, They were starving, and it was almost midnight, and we were not giving in because this Rasta Roko, it was some 15-20 kilometers away from our college, and it was done by our NSS team. They had a problem, and they got stuck there, and they invited us all to the place. So we went there, and luckily Ramesh's advice, myself and Ramesh, we just escaped by a whisker the policeman Lathis. But all were not fortunate. Our friend one Bakiraj is there. He got left and right. And next day morning, we went to the mess, then borrowed this manjatul, yellow. Manjatul, and put him at the back, a lot of lati, left, right, nice, long marks. We had to put manja patat for that Bakiraj person. So that was the adventures we had at Karakudi. So a place where we cannot forget our younger days. Not only, in addition to that, we had excellent faculty. All were dedicated, and there was no let up in our studies. Everyone, just like the talismanic touch, all our batchmates got very good placements, and all were successful in their life afterwards. Then about Ramesh's student life, of course, I think you are told more than enough, but still, as a student, he was very simple, very open, and there was no differentiating between students, and he was always available for any sort of doubt clearing. And he was very, very, very clear in his thoughts, clarity of thoughts. That time itself, he was telling that, no, what will you become after you finish your UG? He told, I will become teaching staff. So everyone was surprised because academically brilliant, and why enter academics? But he was very clear in his thoughts. And here he is today, retiring now as Professor, Dr. A. Ramesh. And certainly, not only that, he guided all our classmates, any doubts, any time, and he was there first to clear everyone's doubt. And he was a very strict disciplinarian. And he was early to bed. By 9:30, 10, his room lights will be off, and early to bed and early to rise. And we will be chit-chatting around midnight, burn the midnight lamp rather. And he was, his final year project, this I would like to mention, his final year project was a combined differential and gear wheel and a gearbox. He wanted to do this project, of course he did it, but he wanted to make a car and test run it with his project. But being a government college, we were not able to do that because short of funds and funds not arriving at the right time. And Professor, our head of department, Professor Palniappan was there. He did his PhD from USA. And initially, he was not that interested because he had gone and just briefed him about the project. But after he heard the nuances of the design, then he had remarked to some other assistant professor, "Hooray, had I known this guy has such a design capacity and capability, I would have been his guide." But he was not the guide, and Ramesh had a different guide, and the project was very, very much appreciated. And about Ramesh's family, his father, late Dr. Aswatha Narayanan, was a gentleman of royal stature who imbibed in Ramesh the quality of a human being equal to all, and he was the person who shaped him and gave him the full freedom to choose his profession and career. And his loving mother, who used to request me, Gunsi, people call me Gunsi, Gunashekar in short Gunsi. Gunsi, உன் ஃப்ரெண்டு கிட்ட கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுப்பா, எப்போ லேப்லேயே உட்காந்துட்ருங்க, அட்லீஸ்ட் சாப்பிட்றதுக்காவது டைமுக்கு வர சொல்லுங்க. That is mom requesting me, tell your friend to come for dinner, not lunch, dinner at least on time, instead of being always in the lab. So such a loving mother, and he has two brothers, Vijayan and Sridhar. And mentioning about Vijayan, I'd like to recollect an incident at school, I think. So those college days, just Ramesh had joined the college and Vijayan was at school. So one of his classmates teased Vijayan, telling, your brother has gone to engineering college. You know what is engineering college? See, they will be all boozing and moving around, and your brother will not be an exception. But that classmate chose the wrong person to tell about his brother. So Vijayan was so furious, he bashed him up, and when Ramesh went to his native for his semester holidays, a complaint was lodged with him. See, your brother has bashed him. So this was the reason. So affectionate were his siblings, even Sridhar. So, and then Dr. Gaudaman, Mr. Gaudaman. Slip of the tongue. Usually I call him, because he is a doctor, I always call Gaudaman as Dr. Gaudaman, Dr. Gau rather. So he has a wonderful son who is a torchbearer of Ramesh. I congratulate Ramesh, my dear friend Professor Dr. A. Ramesh, on his superannuation from service, and invoke the blessings of Almighty for a very happy and healthy retired life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Privileged to have with us a symbol of academic and professional excellence. To introduce our esteemed chief guest of today's function, Professor B. Nagalingam, retired professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Madras. I now invite Professor M. Loganathan, Professor and Director for Ice Engines and Automotive Research Center, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Annamalai University.
Good afternoon to everybody. So I am Professor Loganathan from Annamalai University. I am very much happy to introduce our my mentor and our Professor B. Nagalingam sir. So previously we are conducted Felicitation to Nagalingam sir. So we are very proud of again. We are appreciate Professor Nagalingam sir to attend this function. So it is an honor to introduce our beloved teacher and mentor, Professor Nagalingam sir, fondly known as Prof. BN. So I have seen associate with sir since 2002 when I was joined IIT Madras as a research scholar under the guidance of Professor Ramesh sir. Professor Nagalingam sir was the head of the IC Engineering division at that time. Professor Charisma, his love and affection towards me has proudly shaped my life beyond the academics. He was born on December 7, 1943 in Bhavani, Tamil Nadu, to Mrs. Narayani Ammal and Mr. Beddannan. Professor B.N. faced early hardships, losing his father in his first grade. Despite financial strategies or struggles, his mother raised 4 siblings, and Professor B.N. supported her by behaving while excelling in school. His academic prowess earned him encouragement from teachers, leading to his SSLC completion in 1960. Financial constraints delayed his pre-university course, but with their relative support, he excelled and pursued his dream of becoming an engineer at PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore, with scholarship. There he thrived academically, socially, and in sports, graduating with a B in mechanical engineer in 1966. Facing a limited job prospects, he joined PSG Tech as an associate lecturer, but soon pursued an ME at IISc Bangalore with a scholarship supported by friend who helped cover admission fees in 1968. He joined in IIT Madras, where he married Mrs. Kanchanamala in 1960. Opting to stay at IIT Madras for his PhD instead of studying abroad, he later received the prestigious Humboldt Fellowship, spending 2 years at Aachen Technical University, Germany, researching hydrogen as a engine fuel. Because in the earlier days itself, sir done this research on hydrogen. Nowadays only the hydrogen came to familiar. A pioneer effort he had done. His work led to advanced facilities in IIT Madras IC Engineering Lab, including a rare metal hydrate storage system and a high-speed dynamometer. Professor B.N. Sir global contribution included research collaboration in the Netherlands, Libya, and visits UK, USA, France, Belgium, and Germany. He guided more than 24 PhD students and numerous master students and published over 200 papers. He pioneered the MTech program in automotive engine technology at IIT Madras, tailored for industry professional, which gained widespread acclaim and continues as a web-enabled course. His students hold senior position in leading automotive companies. Professor B.N.'s wife, Mr. Kanchanamala, has been a pillar of support. Their daughter, Kalpana Devi, M.Arc at CEG, and son, Balasubramanian, B.Tech, CEG, and MS Texas A&M, are settled in the USA. After retiring from IIT Madras in 2006, Professor Nagalingam sir continued as a teaching at SRM University. I think from before that he was working in KCG College, I think, SRM University. Recently retiring to focus on philosophical pursuits. Professor B.N.'s care of his students and egalitarian approach have left a lasting impact. His humility makes one feel like family rather than a student. So apart from this, so Professor Nagalingam sir, apart from this academician, he is helping the student, those who are approaching him with a humanitarian effort, even for bright student or below bright student, he will help them to uplift the student in the higher level. That is the specialty of the Professor Mangaling, sir.
Thank you, sir. I now invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor B. Nagalingam, to share his reflections on Professor Ramesh as a student, colleague, mentee, and friend. Sir, ange ukandunga, sir.
To all of you, distinguished guests in the dais, Dr. Dinakar, Sugharir, Gunasekaran, and the hero of this today's function, Professor Ramesh, and also the heroine, Mrs. Chitra. Without heroine, there is no hero. I am very much excited seeing my former students. I am very happy. In particular, for the second time, I am seeing some of the students. I am very much excited. And also the so many students of Ramesh, like my grandchildren, I am seeing them. I am very happy. My association with Professor Ramesh, nearly 50 years. Around 1978, he joined MTech program at IIT Madras. Ramesh is a man of original ideas. For his MTech program, he has taken a project work with the original idea. At that time, that is nearly 50 years ago, the two-stroke engine is very popular in India. So there, the main problem is the emissions and high fuel cost. So he developed a concept, what is known as the reed wall concept. By providing the exhaust valve, he reduced the emissions and also he improved the fuel economy. Such a nice and original work he has done for his MTech program. So that was my first contact with the Professor Ramesh. Then later on, he joined for PhD program. So there also he worked on a new concept. It is called the surface ignition concept. Along with Professor KVG, myself, he has developed an engine which will work for all fuels. So at that time, the alcohol is entering the market, and to use alcohol as a single fuel in diesel engine is not possible. It needs some assistance, some diesel fuel injection. So he eliminated that secondary injection of fuel by providing a hot surface in the combustion chamber. It is called the glow plug engine. So that concept, he finished his PhD, and based on his work, we have presented a paper, essay paper in Detroit, in Cobo Hall. So 1980, he gave me the opportunity to present the paper in the Detroit SAE conference. So that when I presented, that hall was at that time newly coming this idea of using alcohol in engines, particularly in diesel engines. So when I presented in the hall, it is a very big hall, nearly 500 researchers all over from the world, including the giants of professors like Myers, Ugara, Pifili, and all were there. And when I presented this original concept of this work, surface ignition, it was very much appreciated. There are a lot of questions, and it is very popular paper at the time. And subsequently, this paper came in the SAE transactions. Very rarely, the paper are accepted in the SAE transactions. So that was the quality of his PhD work he has done. And then later on, when I went to Germany under Humboldt program, I worked in the Hagen Technical University with Professor Pischinger. So at that time, this concept, the glow plug engine concept, along with the Technical University of Hagen and the Deutsche Germany, they have developed a diesel engine working completely on alcohol, either methanol or ethanol. They call it as the glow plug engines. So that was his PhD work on the international level. After successful completion of this PhD work, we wanted to take him in IIT itself to observe, to work as a faculty in the IC lab. But IIT at that time they had, even now I think they have this they call it the inbreeding. They don't want to inbreed the fresh candidates from the institute. So the Ramesh did not get a chance to work in the IC lab at IIT Madras. So he applied to an industry. It is called the BEML in Bangalore. He worked there for 2 years in the industries. But I felt, and Ramesh also felt, he is more suitable for academic work, research work. So subsequently, he applied for an academic post in IIT Delhi. He got the post of assistant professor, and in Delhi IIT he worked for nearly 5 years, along with Professor Babu. Babu is an excellent researcher. Now he is not with us anymore. But he worked along with him and produced a number of research papers. Ramesh had made a significant impact at IIT Delhi by his research papers and also research students he guided. And I think some of the students might have come here from Delhi also for this function. So such a very nice work he has done. And after his PhD, 5 years work at IIT Delhi, he felt homesick. He thought of Madras. So ultimately, he applied to IIT Madras. He got the assistant professor post at IIT Madras. So along with Professor Ramesh and myself, we worked, and also KVG, we worked a number of research projects, a number of research papers we produced, and also a number of students we guided. Eventually, my retirement time has come. Around 2003, July 31st, I retired from IIT Madras. And the time Professor Ramesh is the assistant professor. So at the farewell party of the Senate meeting, I predicted and also told the meeting that Professor, because so far what I noticed, I found him to be an excellent researcher. I told him, I predicted that he will do a lot of great work and he will achieve a bigger height in the academic field. So as I expected, in the last 2 decades, after retirement from IIT Madras, he worked in a number of research, new research areas, like the engine management, electrical vehicles, and also gaseous fuels like that. So produced a number of research papers, a number of students he has guided, and finally the time has come for him also for retirement. So he achieved so much, and whatever he has achieved, we are recalling today, and around 30th June he is going to retire. So what he has achieved is judged by his research papers. You would have seen how many research papers he has published, a number of consultancy he has made, a number of research students he has guided, and also many points I wanted to tell, but I don't remember them. So for all these achievements he has achieved, so today we are felicitating his remarkable achievements. So when I recollect so far what he has achieved, the achievements in his academic field, I think because of 2 persons in his life. One is Mrs. Chitra, his wife. He has done a not directly, she has not directly contributed to Professor Ramesh. His work, his contribution is by not disturbing him during his work. So as somebody earlier mentioned, all the time, whenever I call him, I am in the lab, like that. So she tolerated so much. So actually, we should give the full credit, or at least 50% credit to Mrs. Chitra. The second person is his mother. Without his mother's blessings and well wishes, he may not achieve. Professor Ramesh is very fond of his mother, so he takes care of his mother. Whoever takes care of his mother, they will achieve very greater height in the life. So the second person is his mother. In a nutshell, I can describe Ramesh is an excellent research worker, excellent teacher, for which I think one of the time he has got the Best Teacher Award in IIT Madras. And also he is a very good consultant to many of the industries. And he is always a man of original ideas. He has taken many original ideas and many patents he has taken. Above all, the exceptional quality of Ramesh is a helping tendency to the students. He mostly works in the experimental research, always during experiment, not like theoretical work, always experimental work, a lot of difficulties will come. And he will, not as a guide, any time he will come and help in the experimental program, even the night he will come and help. So his work is not only guiding, but also solving the problem, the actual practical difficulties in the experimental work. Example, I can quote Professor Loganathan. During this PhD time, he had a hell of a problem. He used to weep actually practically, many of the difficulties he experienced. Finally, Ramesh helped him. At the same time, Ramesh will not compromise for the quality of the work. So he made Loganathan to work by helping him repeatedly, and with a lot of difficulty he has completed his PhD. So such a nice quality he has got helping the students. That is the biggest advantage for the students. So in a closure, I wish Professor Ramesh and his family a happy, healthy, retired life. I am very much sure that he will pass on his extensive knowledge to the various industries and also the various students or the faculties in the academic fields. Thank you.
So thank you for sharing your memories, sir. So it is time to honor our hero of the function. I now invite Professor A.V. Sitarama Raju, retired Professor JNT Hyderabad, and Professor J.M. Mallikarjuna, Professor Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Madras, to honor Professor A. Ramesh and Ma'am Chitralekha Ma'am with a shawl memento as a symbol of our deep respect and admiration. Ramesh's journey, followed by a short video highlighting the key milestones. Professor Ramesh was born on 30th March 1960 in Chennai. Previously it was called Madras. His parents are Dr. T.D. Ashwathanarayanan and Mrs. A. Gangadevi. He has two young brothers, Mr. A. Vijayan, who retired as a director R&D, Brakes India, after serving in Bosch and Honeywell, and Mr. A. Sridhar, who is in USA currently, working as CTO of InfoSynapsys Technologies. Professor Ramesh got married to Chitralekha in 1992. His son or Gauthaman, who is working as a product manager in CureFit in Bangalore, was born in 1994. His daughter-in-law Kriti has her own management consultancy service in Bangalore. Since his parents were located in remote places due to job requirements, Ramesh was taken care of and brought up during his early school days by his beloved late uncle and aunt, Mr. A.M. Ramalingam and Mrs. Pushpavati Ammal in Chennai from his 1st to 7th standard. His uncle and aunt were so dear to him that he always considers them as close as his friends. Their son, Professor A.R. Shantakumar, a great teacher, is the person who inspired him to take on the career of teaching and research. Professor Ramesh did his schooling in several places like Chennai, Chinnasalem, Vellore, Pudukkottai, because the family had to shift due to his father's job requirements. He also had a chance to change between private and government schools and between English and Tamil medium. It is in Vellore that he and Dr. Harikrishnan became close friends, and this continues even today. Professor Harikrishnan, who is the professor and dean of VIT Business School at VIT Chennai, is here to grace the occasion. After completing his PUC in HH, the Rajas College in Pudukkottai, Ramesh completed his BE in Mechanical Engineering at Alakappa Chettiar College of Engineering and Technology, Karaikudi in 1983. He often recollects his memorable moments with his parents, particularly with Mr. Gunashekar, retired Principal General Manager BSNL, who is present here, Mr. S. Velarasu, Mr. N. Shivakumar, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Krishna Kumar, Mr. Parthiban, Mr. Bhaskar, and many others. He was very close to his professor, Dr. K.R. Vishwanathan, who was a great inspiration and with whom he is in contact regularly. Writing the first edition of GATE, he obtained seats both at IIT Madras and IISc for MTech and ME respectively. Before accepting, he went to IC laboratory IIT Madras to see for himself, and it is here for first met Professor B.N. Sir. Professor B.N. was kind enough to give him time and discussed with him. Incidentally, Professor B.N. did his masters in IISc. He encouraged Professor Ramesh to join in the IC lab at IIT Madras, and the decision was made. Professor Ramesh only wanted to do his post-graduation in an area related to automobiles and hence chose specialization in IC engines and gas turbines. Mentorship by Professor B.N. continues even today. Professor Ramesh continued with his PhD after MTech even without changing his hostel room. He was once again guided by Professor B.N. and Professor KVG. Both his guides provided him extreme freedom to work in the lab. This enabled Professor Ramesh to develop an interest also in electronics and instrumentation. This association with Professor Manivannan, who was also working at that time, further helped him understand the practical aspects and build circuits. He had the opportunity to undergo classes handled by stalwarts like Professor Prithviraj, Professor KVG, Professor Nagalingam, Professor V. Ganeshan, Professor Ravindran, Professor Venkata Rayulu. After his PhD in 1990, Professor Ramesh worked in the R&D of BEML and was in charge for the engine research lab in KGF. He considers this one-year experience an eye-opener as it enabled him to understand how the industry works and what it needs. It was a hectic 1 year where he could engage himself in several projects on engines and 40-ton 4-axle all-wheel drive military trucks, including high-speed and off-road testing at VRD Ahmednagar for 1 year. However, since his aim was to be a teacher and researcher with academics, as a goal, he moved to IIT Delhi in 1991 as a lecturer and then became an assistant professor in 1993. At IIT Delhi, he was in charge of IC Engines lab till December 1995. He had the opportunity to build the lab facilities through projects, and he fondly recollects the mentorship and support of several senior faculty members in IIT Delhi, which enabled him to hone his teaching skills. Professor Ramesh joined the IC Engines lab IIT Madras in December 1995 as assistant professor and was fortunate to once again benefit by the wisdom of his teachers, Professor B.N., Professor K.V.G. and Professor V. Ganeshan and others. Though they were his teachers, they were then more like mentors and provided every support to him and built his research career. Professor Ramesh and Professor Mallikarjuna, fondly called JMM, are colleagues and very good family friends who silently work together whenever needed. Professor Ramesh did his postdoctoral research in France for 1 year, where he worked on knock characterization in gas engines. Professor Ramesh always remembers his excellent association with the research scholars, master students and BTech students he worked with. He attributes whatever little he has achieved to the sincere efforts of the motivated and dedicated research scholars and students with whom he was associated. Professor Ramesh cherishes and discussions with them, working hands on the test rigs with them, analyzing failures and remedies and constructive arguments. The association with the student is often beyond the classroom or laboratory and has been somewhat personal and lifelong with nice memories. His students are his inspiration and their work, learning and well-being have been of greatest concern always. Professor Ramesh has guided 24 students for their PhD, while 3 more will be completing soon. He has guided 22 MS students and about 85 MTech and a large number of BTech students. Along with his students, he published more than 220 research papers in international and national journals and conferences. He enjoys teaching first-year students and likes to particularly handle the course of thermodynamics. In recognition of his contributions as a passionate teacher and researcher, IIT Madras conferred him the prestigious Srimati Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching in 2017. He also received the Lifetime Achievement Award from SAE India Southern Section in 2017. He received the Bhagyalashree Krishna Iyengar Award along with his students 5 times in IIT Madras. Professor Ramesh has also been judged as their best teacher by the outgoing BTech students at IIT Delhi in 1993. He also received the Gem of ACCET Award in 2017 along with his friend Mr. V. Gunashekar, who is here today. Several of his students in MTech, BTech and PhD have won Best Projects awards at IIT Madras and IIT Delhi. He has completed several projects with the funding from DST, MNRE, CSIR, MHRD, UAV, Imprint, TIFAC, IGSTC, Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, TVS Motors, Magendra, Royal Enfield, Hero Motors, Acer Tractors, TAFE, LML Vespa and Escorts. He has 29 patents filed granted, of which some are jointly with industries. Ramesh wishes to spend his time in future on writing books, doing socially relevant work, consulting, spending time with family and friends, traveling and photography. So with this, now I'd like to invite Professor to share his maybe.
Very good morning and good afternoon to everyone here. Actually, I am overwhelmed and I do not have words to express what I feel. In fact, it's not possible to express what I feel now. So many of you here, so nice, so affectionate, and it brings a lot of memories, and I don't think I can name any person and say anything because there are so many here, and I'm afraid that I'll leave someone because there are so many here. And we have worked together, we have been together. And so, I'm going to talk again in the afternoon. So this, I was told, should be a time where I want to share how we can move forward. But I'll just start with first thanking those who have, the chief guests who are here, my friends, particularly my mentor, Professor B.N. Sir, Madam, who are here, great who have always been by us and who will be with us always. First, I'll start with thanking them formally, and then I would go on to what I wanted to say in the morning. Afternoon, there is a session where I will have time to share more thoughts. So they have given me 2 slots. The director of this function, Professor Porpadam, has given me 2 slots, and I know there are a lot of people who have organized. I'll thank all of them in the afternoon. So first I wish to thank everyone here for arranging this function and being present here, either in person or online. And I am unable to find words, as I told you, to express how grateful I am to all of you. And I see my mentors here, my friends, my beloved research scholars, students, families, everyone here, directly or indirectly, who are present here. I mean, online, who are present here. I particularly wish to thank my teacher, mentor, research guide, Professor B.N. Sir, and Madam, for being here and blessing all of us. And we have had the opportunity, and we have been very fortunate to receive their blessings all along, and we'll continue to do so. I thank the organizers, my friends who are here, former students who hold high positions, and the present students. I do not want to name anyone, as I said some time back, because the list is long and everyone is equally dear to me. And I don't want to name someone and leave someone. That's not right. I really do not know whether I'm worthy of all this, first of all, because whatever I think has been said is the achievement of all the students and research scholars who have been associated with me. And it is just through me that it came out, that's all. There's nothing else, because you see in every publication there are research scholars. There's no publication with only my name. So it is the research scholars and the students who have done everything. And maybe I and Professor B.N. Sir, like all the teachers who have just been the motivating factors. Or we try to bring the best out of you. That's all that we try to do. And sometimes we push you to the limits, but and then we see that you don't, you still achieve. So that's what we have done. First, I actually tried to convince the core members here of the organizing team to avoid this event. And, but I realized that my attempt will only fail. And I thought that this can also be an opportunity to initiate something that will be relevant and useful to our group. I call this our group. It can be expanded, and I am sure it is bigger than this. And also to the society. We have a reasonably big group now, and we can make a difference in several ways. And we are very experienced and accomplished people. We have seniors who are holding high positions in industry, senior professors and retired academicians. There are middle-level professionals in the industry, and also those who have just begun their careers or will be starting soon after their degrees. There is a lot of wisdom and experience to be shared, because this group is well experienced now. So in this context, I want to put forth a few ideas. And the first one I propose is the betterment of the group members itself. That is, our group itself would have a lot of ways in which it can improve itself. And the second is the group's contribution towards the society. We can do something for the benefit of the society. By betterment of the group members, I mean that you can address professional enrichment, job satisfaction, career growth, and entrepreneurship. And as regards contribution to the society, it could be helping the poor and the needy through education and employment opportunities. And the contributions could also be towards enhancing the skill of the workforce, because many of you are in the industry, and we know that there is a problem with skill, and we could do a lot to enhance the skill, and this could ultimately enable our country to go up. And we have a lot of people who are bright but are underprivileged, and enhancing them could be a very important objective. There are many engineering colleges. There are a lot of students coming out of engineering colleges, but we repeatedly hear that. So in summary, I feel that the first goal to consider could be networking for the benefit of the group. Those in the industry and academia can share their experiences. We can have a common platform where we can share our experiences. We can share what we think will be the future directions, what skills will be needed in the future, so that the group members can enhance themselves, and which areas will dominate. For example, now we do not know whether the electric car is going to catch up or not, and what will happen to the IC engine, and so on. So our industry friends can always enlighten us as to how the industry is moving, so that the youngsters can plan their career accordingly. Because I know that youngsters now are in a dilemma, whether to take ICE engines or not. Even if they are interested, they don't take. So these kinds of things can be solved. We can also find opportunities related to jobs, fellowships, training, internships, so that we can share within the group. We can have a platform where we can share our own achievements. Anyone does something, a patent or whatever, we can share it with others, so that new knowledge will benefit others and it will also motivate them. We can have guest lectures from eminent personalities, even from outside the group. We can help any member who needs guidance or support, any form of support. We can also support entrepreneurship. So the second goal, this is the first goal which I thought. The second goal is support to diploma and ITA students and engineering students. We can utilize our time, experience, knowledge and skills to visit polytechnics, colleges, semi-urban places where we can motivate them and share our experiences, and we can often help deprived students to come out and do well. And we can also imbibe in them ethical values, because today this is a problem. We see that many times people do not know how to really behave, how to really do things, how to actually go about in the society. So I'm sure everyone would have faced this today. It's not a problem, but this is the way it is today. So we can imbibe in them ethical values and concern about the environment. So we can work together with diploma colleges, ITIs, remote engineering colleges, and we can help them. We can arrange visits of the deprived students to industries to motivate them, because some of you are in the industries. You can arrange industrial visits, you can enable that. You can also go there and talk about the industry in colleges and so on. So all this can be done without regard to state, location, language, and we could do it in whatever way we want. This is just an initiative. It is not something which is being forced upon or put as an idea which we should follow. So it's just my thought which came, and we can do it the way we want. We can have a few meetings, and those who volunteer can all join together and start as an initiative. And there are some of us who have lot of time. There are many of you who are actually working, so you may not have the required time. But people like me who have retired will have more time. So we can do most of the job, and the others can come in whenever it is required and share your knowledge. So this is what I have to tell about what we can do. But I definitely want to also thank the members on the dais. And before stopping, first of all, I want to talk about, I'll go in this direction. I want to talk about my friend K. Hari Krishnan. As you would have already seen, he's a very humble person, and our association is very long. And he's a really tall person, very humble person and down-to-earth person, and I would say very simple and highly ethical person. I mean, it's not possible to see someone like that. And he is so simple that one would not even recognize what he is. That he's such a simple person. And as he told, he is very religious. I'm not so, but still we go together and we always move together. We don't have any issues in talking about that. So such a person, and I have learned a lot from him. Everyone has learned a lot from him, and I cannot express my words because it's a long association with him and with his family, with his uncle. I know his whole family. He knows our whole family. We are actually more than family friends. And then Dr. Dinakar, we work together in the lab, and Dr. Dinakar is a great person, both ethically and technically, I would say. And he's a person who showed that mechanical engineers can be good in electronics. He was more like an electronics engineer than mechanical. And in fact, Professor Sir also many times has, I think would have wondered at that time why he's doing so much of electronics. Because the engine was full of electronics. And he used to do on his own. And he used to do so many things. And we were fascinated how a person can do all this. And his work was actually very inspiring. And we all in the lab at the time used to go together, and it was so nice. Then coming to my friend Gunasekar, he's a great organizer, and he's also a person who does a lot of social work. And I think after his retirement, he does a lot, I've heard. He's a person who brings our entire group together. Whenever our college students meet, it is only because of him. and he takes the responsibility to call everyone, bring everyone together. Even last week we had a meeting and I went, and we all eat and he never eats. He only will be seeing that we all eat and we all get what we want. It's such a person. And during our college days, he was our general secretary. And one of the I would say the most popular general secretary our college would have ever had. And he had just such a big following that everyone would follow whatever he says. That's how we all went and got into trouble sometimes. So he is such a kind and nice person, and we have a long-lasting friendship. So with all this, I once again thank everyone who's here. And sorry? No, afternoon, sir. I have one more occasion. In the afternoon, there's one more. So this was just to tell how the group can move forward. And in the end, it will be nice in the evening if 4 or 5 of us can come together and say that we will all see how this can move, and so that we can discuss further and take it on. Thank you very much, and I particularly want to thank the entire organizers and particularly the director.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and inspiring message. Now I would like to call Mr. Nagarajan, Mr. M.K. Subramani, Mr. Babu from Ice Engines Laboratory, IIT Madras. So it's a time for lunch. Again, we will reconvene here at 2 o'clock. So thank you very much.
most of you would have seen me, like this small. But for those who are wondering who's this guy wearing like some toned jeans and very casual shirt, my name is Gautaman Ramesh, son of Professor A. Ramesh. I'm standing here today in front of so many extremely brilliant minds from academia, and I almost feel a little out of place, but I asked for this. I asked Sitaram Raj uncle and also Purpan uncle for this. So I just wanted to say a few words, not because I'm expected to, but because I wanted to. This is one of the very rare opportunities where I can say something publicly about my father, not just as a professor, but as the man who raised me. And also to tell you a few things that many people might not know about him, because a lot of people have asked me this, and I think this is a very good platform to talk about those things. You see, one of the most common questions I get from people who know my father is, how is your dad okay with you doing all of this? How is Professor A. Ramesh okay with his son not following the conventional path? It's a fair question, because if you only know my father as a professor, a man of rules, discipline, and intellect, you'd expect him to be someone with very defined expectations. But the truth is, the relationship that I share with my father is not very typical. It's not textbook. It's not built on long emotional conversations or constant approvals. But it is strong and it is very real. It has made me who I am today. I often thought, what can a son truly give a father? And I've come to believe that there are these two things. The first is to be a good man, and second is to live a life of integrity. That's about it, I feel. And both of these come directly from your upbringing. From what you see every day and from whom you learn, and often without even them realizing that teaching it. It's not like he's ever told me all of these things. I've just picked up these through what I've seen every single day. If someone asks me today, Gautaman, are you a good person? I can very blindly say yes. It is mainly because of what I've learned from him. And I can say this with confidence because of the values my parents, my father, my mother, they've given me. And for that, I will forever be grateful. It's hard to explain what it feels like to go to bed each day with a very clear conscience, to know that you're doing the right thing to people, that you know that you're helping others when no one is watching, that you intervene when you see something is going wrong, whether it's personal or some animals in distress. I know that I just can't walk past by if I see someone in distress, and that has come to me through him. I've never seen him walk past something when something is going. He's always been someone to take action when he sees something is going bad. And I feel that is something that has majorly impacted the way I've shaped who I am today. Because I kind of grew up watching this, right, every single day. Not through lectures, not through punishments, but just through example. He's never had long conversations about how I need to be, or he's never typically punished me for what I've done something wrong. It's only through example. I've just observed what he does, and it's shaped me in a very different way because I do something very different, but still. I'll tell you something small, but it says everything about him. Till this day, and I think this holds true in India, because till this day, I've never seen him skip a red signal ever. It can be 1 a.m. in the morning, 10 a.m. in the night, there's nobody on the road. He will never skip a red signal, right? And it's also like, sometimes it's just there's nobody there. So I ask him, like, why are you waiting? Because that's just the thing you're supposed to do, You're supposed to do these things when nobody's watching. It's not because there's cops catching you, now they do, but it's not because there's cops catching you or any of those things, it's just because that is the right thing to do, right? And that's who he is. And the most powerful part, you see, it's very different to talk about values, but it's very different to live them. Growing up, people assume that he must have pushed me to become an engineer or top the class. Yes, he's done that for a little while. He's asked me. He'll occasionally ask me, did you study? What marks did you get? I think someday he realized that this guy is a little different. And from that point on, he made the hardest decision as a parent that he can make. He let go of his ideas of who I should be, so I could become who I was meant to be. And that decision changed my life. Because I didn't grow up with pressure. I never grew up with pressure. There was no pressure of saying you have to study well, you have to. He will say this, but I know that it is just, he's always judged me on the effort I put in and not on the outcome. So he's just told me one thing: do whatever you want, but be the absolute best at it. If you want to become, if you want to become a watchman, make sure you do it, but make sure nobody's stealing when you're there. So it's not about what job I do, it's about doing it in the best way possible. And that trust, that very rare trust, is something that is very hard to get from a parent. I chose automobile engineering, not because he asked me to, because I genuinely loved engines. He let me pursue it, and one day I came and told him that I want to quit my job. I'm not going to work, I'm going to start something on my own. He said, fine, do it, but find a job. But I said, if I get a job, I'll quit it anyway. He said, fine, get a job and then quit it. So that's exactly what I did. I got a job, I worked for a little while, and I said, I'm quitting. He said, fine, you did what you're supposed to do. So I think one of the main things that he's taught me is that there are two ways to succeed, right? One is through smart shortcuts, bending the rules, taking small detours here and there when nobody's watching. And the other is just through showing up, working hard every single day. And he taught me the second one. From the age of 17, I woken up at 4:30 a.m. every single day, not because he asked me to, because I know that he made me feel that if I woke up at 5, I've lost the day, right? So it's just things that is slowly ingrained in me, that all this happened without any pressure. If someone asked me what the greatest gift my father has given me, I would say that it is not money, it is not the material things. He's taught me that in every situation, to take a pause and ask myself, what is the right thing to do? What is the right thing to do, not just for me, but for people around me? And this is something that he's told me many times. So that's something that I go by. Like every time something happens, I would ask this question to myself. Because that's what good people do, right? So today, Appa, I want to thank you too often. We're not the hug it out kind of people, but I know that you show up for me when it matters, and you know that I would do the same thing to you as well. So this is something that was in my heart, so I'm able to say this. So thank you for being the kind of man I could look up to every single day. Thank you for not needing to teach through words, but through actions. Thank you for showing me that greatness is not about attention, it's consistency. You lived your value for decades without a single expectation in return. And happy retirement, Appa. And you'll always be my role model. And one more thing that I want, that everybody's saying a lot of good things about the fact that my father used to work late nights, all of that. I think it doesn't happen without my mom right there, because every time he works hard, she has to compensate for it in the house. And for me, it's both ways. I don't think it would have been possible with both of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaudaman, for sharing your personal memories about Professor. Now I would like to call...
First, my gurus, Professor Nagalingam sir, Professor Ramesh, and his family, all the old students of Dr. Ramesh, and of course Professor Nagalingam. I am proud to say that I am a student of Professor Nagalingam and Ramesh actually. Just now, Gautaman has spoken many words which I am actually prepared for that actually, because he is a selfless person. Ramesh is a selfless person. That means such kind of, is it true guru actually for me. Because after my parents, I admire my Ramesh and Professor Nagalingam as my second well-wishers of my parents actually. Throughout my research work here, first of all, let me start with how I could able to I could get into contact with Ramesh. First of all, I should thank Professor U.R.K. Rao at IIT Delhi. So when I went for a QAP interview,
Then he immediately, because because I did my MTech there itself, then he suggested me, when I met him, when I gone for interview, at the time I didn't know who is Ramesh. Then he immediately is with a helping nature. He immediately told me that Ramesh has joined in this IIT as faculty because you are thermal engineering, thermal side, so that if Ramesh accepts you, you are a very lucky person as a research scholar. Then immediately called to Ramesh and introduced me to so-and-so person is coming to you, who did his MTech here. And then please, he is going to appear for interview like that. Then immediately asked me to go to meet Ramesh. Then I went and met Ramesh. And of course, luckily or unluckily, I could not get the seat there. First option is IIT Delhi because I did my MTech there, so I could not get the seat there. Then Ramesh himself suggested me to go to IIT Madras, next option. Second option is IIT Madras. Then he introduced means he referred Professor Nagalingam sir to meet Professor Nagalingam at IIT Madras. Then I came to Madras and I met Professor Nagalingam sir, and with the help of Professor Nagalingam, I could able to secure seat in IIT Madras. And because under QAP there is 1 year contract program. So in that program, 1 year, 45 days will come and go just like that to see the facilities and to make some rough work, field work and all that. Then after 1 year, 96 I joined. By the time I joined, Ramesh has quit that IIT Delhi and joined IIT Madras. Then Professor Nagalingam sir, thankful to Nagalingam sir. Then Nagalingam sir told me that, yeah, Ramesh has, one more faculty has joined in the department. So Ramesh will be your another guide. So that he is very, very hardworking, and it's like that, as if I don't know, I didn't know that Ramesh is very hardworking, and you are very lucky to this one, you can, because of same age group, that means, because of my service, some service only I joined here. That's why I am maybe 1 or 2 years younger to Dr. Ramesh actually. Then you are very lucky to, that means you can work with Ramesh very intimately, so that he is very helpful, like that he told. And Ramesh has been my second, another guide. So there afterwards my journey started with Dr. Ramesh actually. Every day is experience to me. Every day is experience to me with Ramesh. Because not only academically, but even otherwise also I treat him as my big brother. Okay? So one example if I tell, apart from of course he's an excellent teacher, excellent researcher, excellent, over and above that, excellent human being. Okay, that's what I'm just one example I'll tell, because like a Gurukula, I used to feel like Gurukula. So in olden days, Gurus used to take care of everything of his student, because not only his education part, and even other parts, other things also, his welfare, everything is like a parental treatment, Because Professor Nagalingam, because of his is very senior, and very weekly once or twice I used to meet him. But every day I used to meet Ramesh. So morning 8 o'clock he used to come, and night, even night at 9, 10 also used to, some problem I was facing means he used to come along with Gautaman, okay? So he was a small boy at that time, maybe 5 or 6 years old, or maybe even less than that. So he used to come at 10 o'clock, okay, night 10 o'clock, if some problem we used to face in the laboratory. So like that, and one example, when I went for Malaysia, my first flight is to go to Malaysia. First flight, not only international, first flight. So at that time, Ramesh once, because international conference when I want to attend, then one day, 2 days before, or one day before, he came to my quarters, jet type quarters I used to stay. So just he knows everything. That means my way of doing things and all that. That means very simple and all this, because I don't wear a blazer, I don't wear a tie, I don't wear all these things. Then he brought his one tie from his this one, and don't he has put made one how to that means board the flight also, because I didn't know earlier. I didn't have any experience of even boarding a flight. So right from, he has written everything on the paper, and how to enter into the airport, and from there how to, that means security check, all these things. Even that paper is there with me, even till recent times, because recently I changed my house also. That's why I forgot where did I keep that slip actually, because I'm keeping the slip still now. Okay, he has written everything clearly without asking anybody. By seeing, every time I used to open the slip and I used to see where to go next, like that. So like that now, he has guided me. And before this travel is starting now, he came to my quarter, jet type quarter, and he brought his tie and with knot. Okay, because I could not able to put the knot also outwards, right? So he put the knot and just hold it, put your into the neck. Okay. Then he asked me to remove all my clothes, everything. No, my presentation material, everything I put in a single suitcase. There is this one. Then no, you should not put like that. You keep out one dress and one material of your presentation material. Sometimes no, luggage will not go along with you, will not come along with you. So that no, you must put it in a separate bag like this. No, such a. Why I'm telling all these things? No, nobody will take that care, because that to IIT level and having a professor level, having at a higher education level. No, nobody will. School level is okay, of course, because we don't know anything, and they will take care of everything. But a higher level education institution like IIT, taking a professor of such a tremendous care towards his students, is tremendous actually. Is excellent actually. Because I never forget. Not only that one. Then immediately he told me, go to Singapore also, because you are very near to Singapore is very nearer to Malaysia. Because again and again you may not go. Then his brother is staying there. Then his telephone is to his brother and informed him that he is so-and-so person is coming. Like that now, he has taken again excellent care again. 2-3 days now, I was there with him, with Sridhar's family, and because like a homely, because no, it's not that his brother is very close to me, my guru, not just only, I need not this one. I never felt anything new with him also. So as I am very lucky, I am proud to say that throughout my life, I was the student of Ramesh. I am the student of Ramesh. I will be the student of Ramesh forever during my entire life. Okay, and of course, Professor Nagalingam sir, because I should be thankful to Nagalingam sir to introduce me to such an excellent human being in my life. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot, because so many things I had to share, but because of I am leaving, because my train is at 4:45. Because many things I have to, every day's experience to me, because with Ramesh. So in family also, many times I used to dine with Ramesh, because so many times. So I'm thankful to Madam and entire family, and his brothers, and his father, of course. Father also, I was having intimate contact with father. Whenever I had gone to his house now, his father is also very affectionate. So he used to treat me like his own son. So I always treat Ramesh as my big brother, forever. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. JMM, sir. Yeah. Just 5 minutes.
So already Parpadam has told 5 minutes. So thank you, and good afternoon to all of you. I don't want to take much time. Already many people have told many good things about Ramesh. You know he's a good person. Only 2 things I want to tell you. One is my association with Professor Ramesh in 2 phases. One as the student, another one as the colleague. So my association started with Professor Ramesh in 95 December when he came from IIT Delhi to IIT Madras. Even though he was not my guide, I was doing both computational and experimental work. So for all my experimental work, he was my guru and guide. So I used to meet him. He, without any hesitation, he used to guide me. My Actual guide was Professor Ganeshan only. But for all my experimental work, he was the guru. So he taught me many things. I need not explain. You all experienced already. So that is the thing. And another thing, I joined IIT Madras as a faculty in 2003. From there onwards, we are together. Some 22 years we have worked together as a colleague. So he's very good. We have worked, we have done a lot of works together. We have taught courses, we have done projects, we have done short-term courses, many things. We were coordinators for web-enabled courses. So many things we have done together. A lot of list goes on. So only two things I want to tell you. You can find good teacher, good researcher, good human being, good friend, good administrator. But all the things as a package, you can see only in Ramesh. So that is the thing. Okay. And the second thing is, okay, of course you will tell many things. So many things are there. One day is not enough to explain. One more important thing is in IIT Madras, there are only very few faculty who goes to office every day at 8 o'clock. I will be coming from the stadium and I will meet him on the road. He will say like, I will also say like this. He will be going to office, I will be going to home. Okay. Now my question is, after June 31st, 8 o'clock, where he will go? Thank you.
Sir, wait. Thank you. That is a problem for us, sir. Sir, please come, sir.
Answer. ಯಾರಿಗೆ
Sorry. அந்த இன்னும் middle. Yeah, please, sir. Welcome.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, is 100%, dedicated person in whatever he does. And I'm 100% positive that today we are celebrating him, not just because he has guided several master's or PhD students at IIT, but he has also helped shape the lives of several individuals, and I should say that starts with my own life. Right? Today, whatever I am today, whatever I've made in my life, I would say 99% or even 100% I have to attribute to my brother. So what stands out most about my brother isn't just the intelligence or the work ethic or his dedication. What makes him rare is his integrity, honesty, and the sense of duty. This honesty, I don't think we have seen anywhere else. Gautaman was mentioning about not crossing the red signal. Same thing. Gautaman has seen it for 31 years. I've seen it for 58 years. So that's the only difference. And there have been some times, when I want to just quickly give some little instances here and there. I won't take too much time. I know there are a lot of people waiting online. So there was once an incident when we were all traveling on, I think, Mount Road, and we were stopped by a police. He was not, my brother would never make a mistake when he drives, so we were still stopped. And my brother stood and argued with the police for more than 45 minutes. He said he was not wrong. He said he will pay the fine if at all he's wrong. We were telling him, why don't we just settle it, as why don't we just settle it amicably with the police? He said no. He said he will stand there. And finally, one of us had to say that he's a professor from IITM. Then the police was very scared, but he said, sir, you should go. But he said, no, I will stand there. I will finish the fine formalities, and only then he will leave. So that's the kind of a person, and I'm sure all of you would have seen that also, that side of him. So whether it comes to family, students, or even strangers who need help, my brother is always there to help the person emotionally or financially. So I am in IT, right, in the IT industry, and we often talk about 24/7 support, etc., etc. But I've seen one person who's always 24/7, always available for his students, always available for his family, always available for friends and relatives. Till today, we haven't figured out how he's doing that. So, in one of our visits to Chennai about 4 years back, we were all down with COVID. Everybody in the house. But the only one person who was running around who claimed that he did not have COVID was my brother. He was taking care of all of us. He was going to the college. He was also going to the office, coming back. He didn't have direct contact classes, so he would still go to the office, come back, and still take care of it. And then 2 days later, we figured out that he was also not well, but he didn't accept that. He didn't admit that he was not well. He was still running around for everyone. So that's the kind of a person. And one huge support, and one person that we should definitely talk about here, is my sister-in-law. Because without such a supporting and understanding person, it is just not possible to operate like this. It's just not possible at all. So every appreciation that we have to give to my brother, I think a big portion goes to my sister-in-law also. And it is hard to be a person like him, perfection, dedication, sincerity. Being the youngest brother of someone like him, that's even harder. Because there is no way on earth that I could match my brother in any way. There is no way. So the only way I could be original and to distinguish myself was to constantly get into trouble. So that was my way of distinguishing myself. So our father, and those who have known my father, you know that he was a very strict man, man of principles. And but the thing is, I was never scared of him. I was only scared of my brother. So that's the kind of respect and an image we have had for him. And I would tell people that if you are trying to take someone as a role model, you better think twice about taking who you are, about picking the person. Because sometimes you pick a person for a role model and you can never match that person. And I think many times I've seen myself fail that I'm not doing so well in life because the person I took as a role model was my brother. So if I've become something in life today, in career or ethics or everything, as I told you earlier, it's because of my brother. In fact, both my brothers. I have another brother who couldn't make it today, unfortunately. So I have to thank both my brothers for shaping me and making me what I am today. And coming back to my Anna, so he has taken so much responsibilities on himself, even when it comes to family. Today I'm here, happily sitting and talking because he has shared most of the responsibilities that all of us should be taking. And I don't want to go into the details of that, but coming to the retirement, I can't even imagine him retiring because the word retirement is not in his dictionary. It is just not possible for him to retire. Maybe retirement might just mean that he would have less paperwork to do and maybe a lot more freedom because there's no way he can retire. He'll just keep, he loves to travel and he's very good at photography. So those who probably don't know much about him, he has got certain great hobbies because many of you may not know it because many of you might have only seen him working and running all the time. But he's got a lot of hobbies. I want to just say a few things about those. One is he's an amazing photographer. Amazing photographer. In fact, if he presents some of his photos to some of these National Geography or anything, I'm sure they'll accept it without any issues. And he's also an excellent artist. I don't know even whether my sister-in-law knows about it. He's an excellent artist. He's very good at sketching and painting. So when he was in school and college, he used to do it. So he's extremely good at arts and painting and so on. Another secret, very big secret, I'm sure most of you may not know this. When he was, so one of the very few people at that time to have a tape recorder, big thanks to my uncle who gifted us when he returned from abroad. My brother and some of his friends used to write the script and record a full play, a drama. And we all used to act in that. So my brother was a director for all those dramas. And another important thing is that we even had some audio cassettes in which my brother had sung one or two songs. He used to sing, but those are long back, but don't ask him to do that now because he'll not do it. But these are all secrets that you may not know. Without this person roaming the halls on weekends also, if IIT had to give royalty to the person who visits the office all the time, my brother must be a millionaire by now. And again, don't want to take too much time. On behalf of everyone and for everything my brother has done to me and for our family.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your emotional memories about the professor. So maybe next I would like to call Vicky from Netherlands. Vicky, are you?
Interestingly, I was not aware something like this was going to happen today. And today morning, I woke up and saw the WhatsApp chat. I see this nice function being live, and I immediately thought, by some reason, I should be part of this. I don't know how, but things fell in place very quickly, and I'm here. Thank you very much for it, firstly. And secondly, for people who I don't know, I'm just few years elder to Gautam, who just spoke a few minutes back. I lovingly call Ramesh as my Chitapa, and that's been the relationship that we always carry forward. Now, as mentioned, I'm in Netherlands currently. I'm also in IT field, similar to what Sridhar just spoke a few minutes back. But interestingly, there are a lot of takeaways I've taken from my Chitapa during my career. What most of the people don't know, even though I'm in IT, the solution aspect, what I'm currently doing, I started it in the same IIT Madras, sitting in my place, in Chitapa's place, way back in the early 2000s, the same Bond Avenue D block house, so where it all started. Back then, I did not have a PC in my home, but I was utilizing these kind of things. And maybe the level of expertise, what my Chitapa had, the way he used to put me across, that shaped me to what I am today, in various aspects. That could be a way of thinking, that could be the way I approach people, and also the way I talk. Because I'm not sure if you observed it, he talks very less, but at the point. That all matters when you are in big conversations. Yeah, he's not in Facebook, he's not in WhatsApp. It's hard to find him. You cannot find him in any social media. But if you need him, he's there. That's the level of brilliance he always carried across. Yeah, and second thing, very interesting thing I want to showcase everyone. It is a real life incident happened just 6-7 years back in Bangalore. I was completely stuck in middle of a road traveling to a place with my car, and it's completely exhausted, and the engine has completely stalled. So I cannot move my car across, and it's gone. I'll not go to technical. There are brilliant technical minds already in the call, so I'll not go to the mechanical aspect of it. But I called 3 of the mechanic places or shops to say what to do. They said your engine is seized, you need to leave a car on the road and go by bus. Then I called the man who I need to call, and he said, I think the coolant oil of your car is over. Just take a 2-liter Aquafina bottle from nearby bakery, fill it, and you can drive. And it worked. So why I'm saying this is, the brilliance of an intelligence and architecture should be in a simple solutions. That's what Ramesh Ashwataran was all about, and he will surely be in coming days. So from that standpoint, it's absolutely pleasure, and also I feel lucky to be part of this wonderful integrated family with great minds. And also throughout my career, I think I will never leave these basic principles to lead to the next milestones or per se, or whatever achieve, this principle I'll carry forward. With this, I'll keep it short, and thank you very much for letting me in and sharing my views. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. For time being, I would like to stop online participants. Maybe.
I got 4 points and that's it. The first thing is, I used to come into IC Engine's lab whenever I come to IIT. I used to come to IIT for the Heritage Center. They used to call me, and next stop will be IC Engine's lab. And whenever I came to IC Engine's lab, Ramesh is missing in the top floor. He'll always be in the lab. I have never seen Ramesh in the first floor. I have seen Ramesh only in the lab. That's the first thing. And the type of work he used to do, I used to call it as an industrial flavor to academics. Academics, I have seen Dr. Lakshmi Narayana work, sir. One engine will be this size, and there will be 100 wires going around. But Ramesh's work I have seen the first common rail system being fabricated and fitted and worked on by Ramesh. Ramesh, those are classics. Because there are people who don't even know what's a common rail, what is the functional. But you have applied it. That is what I call industrial flavor, my first point. Second point is, as a teacher, they kept on talking to you are a good teacher, I have gone deeper down into analysis how you are a good teacher. The first thing is approachability. For anybody should have the guts to come and, I don't know, can you tell me? That is called approachability. Gautam, you have done a very good evaluation. That approachability is there. And he doesn't command. That is the third point. He leads by example. He was not biologically is your father, but he is a leader. And leading by example, people will follow. Commanding, செய்யணும் செய்ய மாட்டான், சத்தியம் வேணும்ட்டு எதிர்ப்பு செய்வோம். And to the madam, அவ்வளோதான். நீங்கள் இல்லைன்னு ஒன்றுமே கிடையாது. லாஸ்ட் டைம் உங்கள் சார்கிட்ட சொன்னேன், இன்றைக்கி உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறேன். நீங்கள்லாம் சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்ணலன்னா ஒன்றும், நான் ஒரு சின்ன சீக்ரெட் சொல்கிறேன். அவருக்கு முன்னால் நான் போய்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். இப்போ அப்போ மிஸ் பண்ணதும் இப்போ வேலை வாங்குங்க. Last one is the lead by example. That leading by example is, நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க ரெட் லைட் சொன்னீங்களே, நான் சொல்கிறேன் வெக்கப்படாமல் சொல்கிறேன். தப்பு பண்ணன்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டு ஒத்துக்கிட்டதுக்கு தைரியம் வேணும். அப்போ அவர் 100 தடவை சிக்னலை நிறுத்தலை, நான் 99 தடவை நிறுத்தலை, ஒரு தடவை நிறுத்தாமல் பண்ண மாட்டிக்கிட்டேன். அது லக்கு சார். நான் 100 தடவை, ஒரு தடவை இது சொன்ன ராத்திரி 2 மணி எங்கே எக்மோர் சிக்னலில் டொக்கில் திரும்புறதுல அங்கே ரெட்டில் நிறுத்தி வச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஒரே ஒரு நாள் என்ன பண்ணால், சண்டே ஆஃப்டர்நூன் மத்தியானம் 2 மணி கூட ஜெயக்குமார் இருந்தான். ஜெயக்குமார் உங்களுக்கு யாருக்கும் தெரியும். ஜெயக்குமார் இருந்தான். பிரகாஷ் போனா போனால் அங்கே திரும்ப மாட்டிக்கிட்டேன். எனிவே, தேங்க்யூ ரமேஷ், அண்ட் கீப் கோயிங். இப்போ ரிட்டைர்மெண்ட் எல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு இங்கே தான் கிடையாது, வேறு வேலை இருக்குது. குட் லக்.
Abu Mama is my uncle. And many of your introduction to him might be through heavy machineries in the IC lab. Mine was a little different. It starts through Lego blocks. I used to come to IITM Madras as a kid every time. And every time I used to come, there would be some or the other activity to do. Babu Mama would give me Lego blocks to play with. Not only give me, but also give me his time and his effort into building something new. He would give me robotic things to play with. And I think that's one of the biggest things I picked up from him. It's curiosity. And I think that's a point, and another points being brought up is led by example. That's one of the main things I've learned from him is curiosity and how to live by that. And ever since then, I started exploring everything around me, and that's thanks to Babu Mama. He would give me his time. I remember once where he would take me to the zoo, the Wonderloo Zoo, I think, in Madras, and he used to take photos of all the animals with him. And I picked up a new hobby. Out of curiosity, I picked up photography. And he used to cook a lot of things, and I picked up another hobby, cooking. And as it goes on, curiosity went, and now I'm pursuing the research path. I've just graduated my BTech, and I'll be pursuing a PhD. And I think my biggest role model in that is Babu Mama. I think a lot of ways of how to be a researcher and how to be a human, with humility, with curiosity and moving ahead, I feel like I can attribute that to Babu Mama. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Satvik. Anyone from, yeah, please.
Actually, Professor, after completing my 1.5 year work, we had a problem in engine where I was not able to reproduce the results what I have taken earlier. And Professor asked me twice, thrice, still I was not able to reproduce the results. Then one day he said, night 8 o'clock, he said, okay, I will come to the lab, we will see what is going wrong. Then we opened, he said, he saw the results and he said, okay, we will open the pump and see. We opened the pump. I think whoever's worked on a single cylinder engine, they can understand. There was a retarded slot on the fuel injection pump, on the plunger. That day we noticed, so that is the reason, that's why you are not able to get the repeated results. Then we found the next day class, professor explained that plunger, how it works in the class also. That's how we learned in the lab. And that helped me even in today in my professional life. Whenever there is a problem, especially experimental, it never goes just like that. So there is a reason we need to find that exact root cause. That's how I'm working right now in my professional life. And second thing is, whenever professor comes, normally he comes in car or bike. When you are entering into the lab, we see that side. If car is there, our walking style will change. But this, one day professor came by cycle, and Loganathan sir was dancing and walking into that. There's nobody expected that. So we were. So always we used to see professor car, then bike. After that started looking at the cycle. That was Madam bicycle, I think so. Yes, so professor used to come on that. Then we started remembering that bicycle also. So, and apart from that, when we were working with the professor, Lingishetty Street in Paris, famous, we used to go and buy things. And one day when I was making a test bed, I had to buy a channel for laying out the test bed. I went to Guindy. Professor told me, when you call for rickshaw, don't negotiate money for carrying the channels to the lab. You give whatever he asks because he's getting one time. He told me how to behave outside. Second thing is, one of our IIT staff, we put a machine shop outside in Velacheri. Whenever I go for machining work, you don't go there. Already earn money, you go to the new shop who is working for that. So how to behave outside. So we learn in each and every step and how you should be a good human. Finally, I would like to say thanks to Amma to give a birth to such a great person. I'm really thankful. Thanks for you, Ma. That's all for me, sir.
Thank you, Narayan Reddy.
For the last 2 years in Pune, but more importantly, like a MTech pass out from 2001 batch. Automotive engine technology, that was the batch actually, like, proud to say that in the second batch student actually. So it started with the bang, like you can say, like, I think a lot of things are going on, but I think, I would say like what I know, because TK Balaji, who was the Delphi TVS CEO, he wanted, he used to send people to ENSPM in France, and then he wanted to create some courses here, and then this where I think a lot of people have collaborated and started this course. Professor Nagaligam. Yeah, so I think second batch, so it was with, I would say like all the names, whatever we have seen, like Nagaligam sir and Ramesh sir, and also Professor Ganeshan, and also KVG sir and everybody. I think it's proud to be part of that whole thing actually. We will be always treated very well by Dr. Ramesh and Dr. Nagalingam, because we were 4 years of and let's say like working, and then we came here. For us it was like studying something which was so new. I can say what I learned in tech, I'm sure like a lot of things you have learned, but more importantly I learned swimming, I learned cricket, and also like a lot of things, because after 2 o'clock we were let free, you can say. And I want to thank Professor Ramesh and Dr. Nagalingam here, because they took care very well about this automotive engine technology students, because we were not like a BTech entry, definitely, like, we were not actually, there's a chance that I think we could be challenged so much, but I think it was very well taken care, the whole course was very well taken care, and always whenever we used to have a problem, we used to go to Dr. Ramesh, and then I would say like help us in a lot of means. I just want to say 2 things, like people talked about this modesty, I would say like very humble. I think whenever we from industry, some things are required actually, like, used to contact Dr. Ramesh, and then for us, it used to be like a sort of a touch to be in with IIT. That's what I think the main thing. And also like one more incident, we wanted to do some collaboration, and then PhD students want to get, engaged with that. And also I would clearly thank, I would say like Dr. Ramesh for, coordinating and also helping us a lot at that point of time. But more importantly, I would say like, the touch of what actually we have with IIT Madras is actually due to Professor Nagalingam and also like Dr. Ramesh. I just wanted to say this incident, Professor, because we were a couple of, like 11 students from different Tata Motors to Ashok Leyland to, Bajaj Auto to Delphi or whatever. I think Dr. Nagalingam actually like came to class, and then first class used to ask what is the important thing to get a best power output of the IC engine. I think we were all like best nozzle, 2000 bar, pressure, piston rings, blah, 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 whatever we have said. But finally he said air and fuel. So finally like, we were, such an important thing to learn actually about that. And also like Professor Mehta used to challenge a lot us, you can say like during our classes and things like that. Our rescue was always Dr. Ramesh, and we used to get a lot of guidance from him. So I think most important part actually like why I'm here is also like when I think about Professor Ramesh, it's like more than anything else, it's a bond he has created with all the students. And specifically like, I missed you sir, actually during your last function I couldn't come, but this year I really wanted to come and then be with the group here. Thank you very much, and all the very best. And on behalf of Automotive Engine Technology Group, I would say thank you very much. And then I hope the course is still running, but I think after 16 or 17 it stopped, that's what I heard. But I would say it was a great industry part of relationship, and IIT industry things continues because of these things. And we have a lot of friends in different, let's say group within who have passed out are in touch, and we are able to help each other for different reasons. And you are the best link for all of us. Thank you very much.
So now we would like to hear from.
Very good afternoon to all.
Switch on your camera.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Gopal here. Good afternoon to all. My experience with Professor is very unique because I come with the automotive engine technology batch of 2004 to 6 from Tata Motors. I have been sponsored for this tech program. The unique experience was in my tenure the teaching development. Yes, Professor Ramesh along with L.M. Das from IIT Delhi. These are two professors in 2004 had a long experience on hydrogen IC. And they were so far working only fuel cell engine. But when Tata Motors gave project was at 6 liter big engine to demonstrate for a bus application. So with that, we started the project with Professor Ramesh. Though Professor R.P. Sharma was the chairperson for the project for any industry, but the total support, making the complete technical strategies and the erection of the entire systems in the lab, was totally supported by Professor Ramesh. So since I was from Tata Motors, I was assisted to the project from my entire program itself. So there, we have given the entire lab. They had only 6 engines facilities in those days, except one 4-cylinder engine from Asia. That was a diesel engine. So we converted our diesel engine, a big engine, into a SI engine to run on a hydrogen. And the big challenge was creating a hydrogen storage facility for such a big engine, because the hydrogen consumption rate was so high when compared to the small cylinders. So we took some consultancy, and there are a lot of experience within IIT, other than IC lab, to get the approval from the estate department to create a facility outside the lab to create a storage for the hydrogen tank. So with that, we have a lot of challenges, and he helped me a lot. Out of the technical side, he helped me a lot on the managerial side to support on the other department within IIT Madras to get this facilities done. And there was one experience that I need to say that how much involvement he is showing to us. For example, we had a initial stage, there was hydrogen was not coming from the storage to the engine, very early stage of the engine. And we went outside the lab, we were checking all the cylinders. There was I think 18 cylinders, like our big hydrogen cylinder, each 80 liter, by 9 plus 9, 18 cylinders are kept. And there was a tank of hydrogen connected with the cylinder, and there is a single output which is coming from the lab. We are not getting the hydrogen outflow from the cylinders, and myself and Professor went outside to see what is obstructing the hydrogen flow. And he was checking each cylinder one by one, and I think each cylinder was almost 120 bar pressure hydrogen was stored. There are 18 cylinders kept vertically standing together, and there is a manifold connected top. There is hydrogen flow sensor, hydrogen pressure, everything is there. And he was shaking each and every cylinder was not coming here. I still remember that one cylinder valve was open. It was like a flowing towards upward like a bullet. He was standing very close to that. I was very much scared. He also scared and he did not get any reaction. Okay, let us close this cylinder and put other cylinder. Therefore, that was a kind of risk he is taking without knowing himself he is making such an environmental project. That was a unique experience I had. And the other side, like we used to create a big hydrogen flow control unit. We made a small ECU. Small in the sense, it was like a Kalinga TV, you know, the 14-inch TV those days. So that was the size of ECU we made along with Professor. And there was a professor called Mr. Manivannan. He was doing his PhD there. He was a electronic and electrical background side. But Professor Ramesh helped me out of his
Dr. Jayagopal. Dr. Jayagopal.
To create the control system for my injectors. Because we have a imported injector from Canada. It was hydrogen injector. It was never available nowhere in the world. I'm talking 2005 story. So we took small injectors, and that size was so low, the capacity was low, and we used to keep 2 injectors per cylinder to give a hydrogen flow to meet my requirement of hydrogen flow. And every time we run for 10 minutes, the hydrogen injector driving board get burned out. We have some the high current is silent to open the injector procedure, long time for the academic flow.
To be in this team, to facilitate our respected Professor Ramesh sir. Actually, I was doing my PhD in IIT Madras under the guidance of Professor V. Ganesan. Sir, a professor has to be and how he is interested to teach the concepts and what are the entrance steps he build. He will be able to write a good amount of work in the electronic control units. Even I do not know much. At the time, he used to give those materials to our Professor Ganesan sir, and it will be published along in IC's books of Professor V. Ganesan sir. It's a great thing. From there, I learned how we should be, how we have to contribute. There is no expectation of any rewards or recognition. At the same time, he expects his scholars to be from the morning 8 o'clock till late night because they want to do a lot of research. My friends, Prapadam and Lognathan, they were very close to me. They used to tell.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So he's a simple man and a great man, and because of his inputs, he's a role model. Especially, I also worked under Professor Nagalingam sir as the research associate. He was in the lab. I used to be assisting him as a scholar.
It's not fair to say, okay, only 5 minutes as a warning call, because it's something we are trying to open out our heart, for the field experience for the professor. But so don't put a challenge before starting the conversation. Anyway, I'll be very short. So I'm just recollecting one or two very critical, very major events or some very different memories with Ramesh sir, because many of the people here have already shared a lot of values what he's carrying forward. So one good thing or one best thing which I could learn and experience from Professor Ramesh sir is, he's a teacher who allows you to differ with him. That's a very rare quality of the teachers in our community when we used to experience. Whether it's in the technical side, and also if it is on any kind of social discussions or any kind of a general discussion, if you're in a one-on-one conversation with him. Because whenever I come to Chennai, when I visit IIT, I make it a point that I meet Ramesh sir, because I always used to update and take guidance from him on very important matters. Differ with him so that a creative debate happens, and he make you to understand of the point what we are making, and also the relevance of the point opposite to that. That's a wonderful quality which we experience and also learn from him. And he is a person who always tried to keep that personal connect also, because when I used to invite him for a festival like Eid al-Fitr or like that, so he make it a point that even from his busy schedule, he make it a point that he accept that invitation and join with me. So it was a very loving memory, and for keeping that personal connect with the student, I really enjoy that. And one thing I wanted to conclude, saying in a concluding note is, he always loved to do things from nothing or building things from the scratch. And when I joined the Luminous to build up a new technology center, R&D center, and develop new product for the power solutions area, so he was for building up that facility and also the new product that would not have happened. So I really, even at this time, though it happened years back, still I thank him for that wonderful support for building up things from the scratch, what he really supported. And he always believed, though he's a very wonderful team player, but he always feel that there is nothing like a team sharing when it comes to project or a work. Every individual, or if you are doing, or if you are owning that responsibility, you should be knowing almost everything of that project, and you should be doing that things. So there is nothing like a management or nothing like a teamwork unless and until you are capable of doing it. So that's a very, very striking point as a teacher, as a mentor, as a technologist. He used to share and encourage the students, and these are the points he always, we had the privilege to learn from him. And wish all the success, wish all the best and good health, and still.
I don't know whether many of you know Ramesh sir was a 10-pointer in MTech. And I know in our batch when my friends were there, one of the students, he was very close to 9 point something. He was really trying hard to break his record. But see, because in one of the courses he got A, he couldn't get S, so he couldn't beat his record. I don't know if Ramesh sir is still holding that record or not, of being at the highest, the 10-pointer in MTech. And, another one is, coincidentally, Ramesh sir also examined my first PhD student's thesis. And I told my student that you are lucky because your thesis has been examined by the best in India. So, on Tuesday, he will be defending his thesis. Sir will be there online. And today's function is, of course, the felicitation of Ramesh sir. But looking at the energy of Ramesh sir, as always, we don't feel that this is a felicitation to give farewell to Ramesh sir. It feels as if he has organized something and we have come here and he is looking after us. It doesn't at all feel like it is his felicitation and he is retiring. And one more thing, whenever sir used to go abroad, he made sure that he got some gifts for all his students. And I got one from sir in 2003 or 2004 when he went to US, and it's still with me. It's like a memento. It's not like he doesn't bring memento. It's not to be kept in the shelf to showcase. It is he brings always something useful. He knows each of the student what they want, what type of things they appreciate. He brings it and makes sure that it is useful to the student. I'm still having this the gift that you got me from US, sir. Thank you. And one more, the important thing is actually after I finished my MS, I was going to office. At 8 o'clock, I got a phone call from sir early in the morning saying that there is a PhD opportunity which has come from Loughborough. Are you interested to apply? I immediately said yes, I am interested to apply. Then he encouraged me to apply, and that's how I got enrolled in Loughborough. Whatever I am, sir, today, I owe it to you, and thank you for all your mentorship. And one more thing, I have been also hosted by ma'am for a nice lunch at home, and it was very good, ma'am. So thank you very much for all the hospitality, and thank you, sir. And as somebody else was already mentioning that whenever we as research student used to discuss things with sir, sir never interrupts us. Although we will be talking rubbish, although we are making mistakes in our discussion, he will patiently keep listening till the end. Then he will try to extract the answer from us rather than straight away spoon feeding us. This is the answer. Do it like that. He will always listen. He will always try to get the answer from us. He will correct us. That's how we learn, and that's how we have become a good researcher or whatever we are in the life today. So that's all I want to share, and as everybody is aware, sir is officially retiring, but Ramesh sir can never retire. I'm sure he will keep on doing more wonderful thing that he couldn't do because of his official commitment. So anyway, all the best, sir, and definitely we will be in touch. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ashish.
Working as Associate Professor in Government Engineering College, Trivandrum. And my association with Professor started in the year 2018 when I joined IC Engines Lab for my PhD. Eventually I got my PhD last year, but our association still continues. For us students, Professor Ramesh has not been just a teacher, but he has been a role model who inspired us with his integrity, a mentor who guided us with patience, and an influencer. Many times during my PhD days, many times I used to go to his room with doubts and confusions, but every time I came out with clarity and confidence. So at this juncture, I would like to share some anecdotes. Uh, while doing experiments on engines, sometimes we will get some weird results. The engine will behave totally in an unexpected way. So I used to go to his room and tell, like, sir, yesterday I got the results, but today when I repeated the same, I got some different results. I didn't change anything at all. Then sir would tell, like, engine is like an animal, so you have to treat it very carefully. So that was his philosophy. Engineering is about understanding, respecting, and caring for the systems you work with. Another thing is, actually, when doing experiments with IC engines is always a tedious job. One or another system will fail. When we fix one thing and proceed, something else will fail, or simultaneously many things will fail. So we'll go to his room and sit with a sad face. Then he would tell us what his guide used to tell him, like, engineering is not about, PhD is not about writing thesis or publishing journals. It is a training to handle different situations in life. So that is something which I would like to keep it in my mind. If ever I get a chance to guide someone, I would like to tell the same thing. So with this, I would like to wish sir and his family all the best for his retirement life. And I'm sure that retirement is just a technical word. Already you have revealed your plans afterwards, for the life afterwards. So I wish you all the success. Thank you, sir.
First of all, good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, sir. Like I would like to share my experience with Professor Ramesh. So how it like changed my life, the time I spent with Ramesh sir. Basically, I'm the first generation graduate from a small town in Tamil Nadu, and during school time, I'm very average student, and I don't have a kind of rush to excel in academics. Because maybe I have some problem in learning those days. I can't able to memorize things, and I can't able to replicate the same thing. Even though it was not medically diagnosed, nowadays there are a lot of spectrum we are seeing, like in movies and then in other media. But yeah, by looking back my memories, I feel I had some kind of spectrum in terms of learning. For every people there will be some magic happen in their life, right? So I remember that magic happened to me when I met Professor Ramesh. I'm like for my MS admission, I joined in 2013 at like IIT Madras. And when I met Ramesh sir at 8 a.m. at IC Engines Lab, I was not so confident that he will take me, because being a low scorer and you don't have too much percentage, I always I was rejected, like wherever I went, like by looking at the first impression or looking at my academics, being an average student, I was always rejected. But this is the magic moment happened in my life. Ramesh sir gave me an appointment to come and meet him at lab, and next day 8 a.m. So then Ramesh sir kind of approved me to join under him for my MS student. So yeah, that changed my life. So as I told earlier, I cannot study well, and I cannot do well in the examination. But the unique quality I have is I'm very good in diagnosis, understanding the mission, and how algorithm works. I'm very good at it. So Ramesh sir teach me how to write a FPGA program. the objective for me to come to IIT Madras is to become a master in IC engine. But as a bonus, what I got from Ramesh sir is the FPGA programming, how to deal with electronics, and how to do with the electrical machines. As a bonus, I learned from Ramesh sir, and he always used to tell me like the thing you know, it's you already know, but what you don't know, you should always challenge that and try to learn that. Even though you don't master it now, at some point of time in the life, that will become your mainstream. He gave me an example. During his masters, he used to help his PhD student in doing optimizing the fuel flow meter, and later that became his main interest, like because we all know he developed multiple engine controllers and multiple electronic controllers for engine. So that helped me as well in my professional life. Right now, I'm working as a senior system engineer for electrical motor, which is used in fuel cell compressor for hydrogen fuel cell. So I can confidently work on the electrical machines and also the electronics is because all the experience I got from Professor Ramesh. Even though if you don't know something, how to approach a problem and like how to learn from a layman perspective. So that helped me a lot till now. So thank you everything for that, sir. And also I would thank Madam and also Gautam because Sir always used to spend most of time with us in lab, like from 8 a.m. till even we have meeting till 9 p.m. in the lab. So it's because of their dedication also. You like made changes in thousands of students and people. So I am one among them. I am very proud to be one of that student. I will continue that to like my generation. I'll try to continue the service you provided to us. And age is just a number, sir. I feel you are still very fit, and even you are sharper than a 20-year-old boy. I still see you are riding the two-wheeler or motorbike. So I want you to continue your service. As you said, you are also having plan to have some tie-up with the Polytechnic and ITIs. A country like India, the bottommost of the pyramid should be addressed, and now you are out of the boundary, not within the IIT campus. Your service should go everywhere, sir. That is my wish. And thanks, Goppalam sir and Pradeep for giving me this opportunity. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Vivek.
The attack in our learning process is that hesitation to try something. I mean, when we enter IIT, most of us are very good in foundation courses and other things, but the hesitation to try something practically or to design something and implement it somewhere. So he attacks the hesitation. That's one level. And after that, he let us run normal tests and things like that. Then he lets us run new ideas to be implemented with baby steps. That is second level, letting us to try something in baby steps so that we feel confident. We always have a hold of the foundation and keep trying it. And after that, the third level, what he says is like, now you can do anything. Don't do it in a conventional way. Like he used to tell an example for me. I have heard it like 100 times. I can tell that. Doing research is not like Carnatic music. It's like Ilayaraja, how he composes. Like think differently. And then, I mean, if anyone can decode Ilayaraja's music and say, this is from this raga or something like. But when he composed it, he just thinks of, okay, there should be something like an interlude or something for this emotion. So he thinks not of raga or something. So don't think of those things. Have a feel of it and then try it. And while you try, don't think in a conventional way. Like think of other ways. Don't hesitate. Those all things he attacks. So that was something which I think I got it from him. And my PhD was not in IIT Madras, I did it in Sweden. And during my PhD also, like it was in a different topic, it was on particle emissions, which was not related to what was done in IC engines. But the emotional motivation what he gave me was really good. And it pushed me, and then finally I did well in that. So these are the things which I always try to use from sir's. And personally, I think everyone in sir's family, I have a good rapport with them. And my brother was not well and he was ill, hospitalized here. The support they gave me, and when this happened, I was not a student to him. Like I was, I'm always a student to him, but I was not a master student here. Like I was in Sweden. The level of support what they gave me for that, I would say, like if I am here, that is the level I would have done for my brother. So it's not only sir, the whole family, I would say. Like, my brother was there for a long time in the hospital, like 6 months or something. He had multiple surgeries and things like that. If anyone would have come for some days initially and then left them, but they did visit regularly, everyone. So the support they gave is tremendous. So this is what I say, like the commitment to what they hold is really high. It's not just, the gravity of it is not just, it cannot be expressed by words, and I have benefited from it, and I always try to carry it from him, and I thank for the people who have etched this thing, or he got it from his birth, I don't know. All those people who has given this kind of quality to him and the whole family, I would like to take that from him. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So next we would like to hear from Mr. Anju Reddy.
Through MS program. So a lot of things we learned, like whatever, so far so many people indicated, but I don't want to repeat, I want to respect the time. Just a few points about my sir with my experience. So there are many qualities other than, we all study and then, we go through that degree and things like that. But other than that, also it's a personal, personal teaching, or, we can use for, our life, my life at least. So there are a few things. One is like he indicate always do hard work. And then next one is focusing on the goals. That means it's not always, in the lab or outside, or you excuse that, that's not working, this is not working. So that's not the option, so just, and then focusing on that, learn by doing it. So someone is not supported, concern, not like that, but you go and try it, and then you are the boss, you are the leader, something like that. So that's what he used to teach me. And then even the overcome the challenges from the staff, and then budget, and then delivering the outcome, delivering the outstanding results. And then the proactive versus reactive. So always he emphasized on the planning, like, you plan and then you put your task priority, the things like that we learned. So, and then the time management. On that time, I have some experience with sir. So he used to, requested to us come by 8 o'clock. Every day you come to the lab by 8 o'clock. And then we say, sir, we are coming, and then, so we will try like that. So he told 2-3 times, but and then one day what happened is he came at 8 a.m. before me. And then I was entering to the lab, and then I really shocked actually seeing professor. And then 8 a.m. So he did not teach, or he did not tell, okay, you did not come, he just stood there, and then that itself is big lesson. By that, after that, even today in my life, I am following the time really. That's really, I'm following too. Another second one is, even though he's a professional and then social angle, you can see Dr. Ramesh as a social angle. So every day we review the project plan, 8 a.m. night, he comes by 9 p.m. or whatever, during evening times. But we are talking, there are tasks to be done today and tomorrow, things like that. And then at the end, so I indicated, sir, I have my family and then my cousin is visiting or something like that. So then he really emotional, and then Anjali, you need to tell me what is going on. Family priority is important. All these tasks can be done later. You just go and do your family and then come back and then we can work together. So these two things, caring about a family as well as balancing the time, these two really taught me, professional maybe, whatever we do in the life, but his degree is degree. But beyond that, he's really like brother, and then, is a good mentor. Still today, I remember, whatever we went through that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help in my life. I know those days, talking and then describing English language, I'm like very, studied intermediate in local language like Telugu, but today I'm speaking like because of you, sir. So proud of you. I'm proud of you. So thank you. So I got only 2 sentences. Even though we are physically away, sir, your principles, values, learning from you, then it is always with us, and then remembering you and recognize your efforts. Sir, thank you so much. Wish you, your family, good health, happy, retired, going forward. And then, so many people talked about the traveling and photography, whatever, there are some pending like things, even we are also going through that. What are the, other than that professional life you need to do. So whatever it make you happy, you just maybe now you may have more time. I wish good luck, and then thank you, sir. Thank you for arranging all event, all the students and support people. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Limit your remarks only 5 minutes because
I will limit before that and conclude. Thank you, Dr. Father, for organizing as to him as well as his family. So right now, good evening, Professor Ramesh and Mrs. Ramesh. Very good hi from me. And also I can see Mr. Sridhar also online, his brother. Big hi to sir. We have met in 2013 at US during the World Congress time along with Prof. Ramesh. So many people have already told about Prof. Ramesh. It will be quite boring to repeat all these things. So he's I will say he's a very nice teacher that conveys all the messages. But one more thing I learned from him is how we have to commit ourselves to the work what we are doing. That is how, that is the biggest lesson we all learned from Professor Ramesh. And this has transformed many students, including me, in our career. So with this only 2 sentences, I will limit my words. I think Professor Ramesh, you could hear me properly. So we will meet sometime in person shortly. And I would like to thank the organizers of this function for allowing us to join online because of the personal commitments. We could not come in person. So also I have also seen in some time our lab staff and senior professors also in the gathering. Mr. Nagarajan is also there, I feel, and Mr. Mani, Mr. Babu, Mr. Michael, all these people I remember now also. So all the students are also there. Many people I know, many people I may not be knowing. I'm working in Thiruvananthapuram as a part of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization right now. I'm working in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. So we will keep in touch. Thank you all once again. Best wishes to Professor Ramesh, and I wish him all the best in his all future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujipal. So we would like to hear from
Dear Professor Ramesh, as you are going to start this new chapter in your life, I would like to express my deepest gratitude and appreciation for the incredible impact you have had on my life and career. Your retirement marks the end of an era, but the lessons we have learned from you will stay with us forever.
We have had the privilege of witnessing your exceptional teaching skills, your ability to simplify complex concepts, and your patience and kindness towards your students. Your door was always open for us, and your willingness to help and advise has been a constant source of comfort and motivation. As a guide, you have been more than just a mentor. You have been a role model. Your advice, encouragement, and support have helped us to navigate the challenges of our academic and professional journeys. Your faith in us has given us the confidence to pursue our dreams and ambitions. We are grateful for all the memories, the discussions we have had, the projects we have worked on. Your legacy will live on, and we will continue to draw the inspiration. As you begin this new chapter, we hope you will take time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the fruits of your efforts. You have earned it. Thank you for being an exceptional professor, guide, and mentor. Your impact on our lives will be felt for years to come. With deepest appreciation and respect, thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I did my MS under Professor Ramesh. Always in your life, you feel some people have changed your life permanently. Many have already told this. So I always consider Professor Ramesh as one person who I am so glad, so proud to be a student, so proud to be just said that I did have association with him. It was a MS which started very small, but the journey through that MS means I'm happy that everybody felt the same. It's not like it was special to me or somebody else. Whatever was said by each person, 8 o'clock in the morning, means I had to come from, I was working in, those who know Ashok Lane, there is the research center in VVC. So I had to go there. So from there I used to come, so it was tough, but still seeing him so dedicated, morning 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, evening, night 9 o'clock, because I had to go there next day morning, I could run my engine only in the night. But the energy he had of reviewing whatever I could show him at that time, that same energy was much higher than mine, as if it's his PhD, not mine, actually. So that was one. So I was so happy to have, and the things that I learned coming from till then from the company background, there it was always any activity is what and when. Okay. Here, what and when is not at all a matter. You tell me how and why. So I just said, sir, I ran the engine, it's running, come here. Tell how it ran. Now tell measurement. So it was, and actually because of that, and I remember one instance where some guy asked some question on a paper that we sent, it came back, and for that one question, I could have completed the MS faster. 6 months I went behind that one question actually. But ultimately found that question, sent the paper, everything got cleared. That gave me the guts, even now in the company, that if you are onto a problem, somehow under the sun, if that answer is available, you will get it somehow. So that confidence is there now that you push, don't let go. Ask anybody in the world you want, that's all okay, but get the answer somehow. So there are multiple facets that even in the professional side that we can use today, which will help us take decisions that I'm using, like somebody said, whatever sir has taught will always remain with me. I'm so glad, sir, to be your student, and your knowledge and experience is so high, so large or very big that it cannot be stopped here. So it should spread everywhere. Request you to be more and more active on both technical and non-technical side. And I had the opportunity through Pradeep that I could consolidate all the photos that you sent. So I went through your journey also slowly. 83, small kid. I saw the photos first actually. So thank you all for giving this opportunity. Thank you Purparam sir and others for giving the opportunity. Thanks.
So we would like to thank Mr. Midun on behalf of organizing team for making a short video of a process journey. Thank you, Midun. Next, Dr. Pradeep, are you there? Yeah, please limit your remarks only 5 minutes.
about the
Pradeep, we would like to hear from in-person participants. So maybe I will call after 5 minutes.
On AET batch, first of all, I consider myself very fortunate that we got to study in the area of our passion, which is IC engines, and that too from the esteemed professors, Professor Nagalingam, Professor Ramesh. So truly fortunate. Okay, check. Okay, check. Yes, truly fortunate to work in my area of passion. I still remember some of the classes of Professor Ramesh about the measuring the P theta diagram of an engine, and it is like the cardiogram for an engine from a single graph. Okay. From a single graph, you can understand each and every minorities, what is wrong with the engine, what is good in the engine, and many minor aspects, everything we can judge from the P theta diagram. That is what I still remember the classes that we get. P theta diagram, it is very easy to get, but how do we place it correctly in the y-axis? That is the base point, is what I still remember him teaching us. I also remember the MBT, the advance for the best torque. There is a fine line, how much you can advance the spark timing. Also many things I remember. So thank you, Professor, for all your great teachings for us. And like some of us has mentioned, this has given the confidence in the professional career. We have dealt with many great minds in India and abroad, and the fundamentals that you have instilled in our minds, that gives us the confidence to speak, discuss, and also debate, understand with the best minds in the world. So thank you, Professor, and wishing you a nice, healthy life ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody from Dr. Sendil Kumar, Professor, Department of Automobile Engineering, MIT.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sendil Kumar, working in MIT as a professor. Actually, myself and Professor Subramaniam, both of us joined in IIT in 1998. I think I am the fifth candidate of Professor Ramesh. My main guide is Professor Nagalingam, and there are many things to share, but due to insufficient time, I limit my speech. Regarding Professor Ramesh, everyone tells that he is knowledgeable, everything. But another important thing I want to tell is that he is very strict, particularly in research, and he expects the perfection. Perfection is very, very important. He won't compromise in deviating the results and these things. Actually, myself and Subramaniam, we used to discuss many times with our results and all. The very particular thing is that the heat release rate. Everyone knows about the heat release rate. Actually, I used to manage with our Raju. Sitaram Raju has the program. He had the program, and I requested Sitaram Raju to, sir, give me the program. Generally, we share everything during our research. But our Subramaniam said, no, professor will check. We got to write the program. And he has written the program. The thing is that in his own program, in the graph and all, he will have number of spikes and all in the heat release rate. But in my graph, there will not be any spike. So I was managing like that. But once he called me, come, how you calculated the heat release rate? I said, finally I said, sir, I managed, sir, like that. Then he called me, he asked me to sit, and he, in detail, he clearly explained what is exactly the heat release rate. Even now, I joined MIT in 2009, even now I use that kind of explanation only to my students. I got very good appreciation for my class, for my research scholars, from everywhere. Even I used to go for guest lecture, and I am following whatever professor said. Everything he has clearly explained. After explaining, I felt that it's a very simple calculation. So that kind of thing, he will not compromise in anything. I mean, particularly in the research. Next point, I want to share my thing that he is very in carrying the scholars. He is very particular in taking care of us. Actually, my growth in each and every stage, because of professor's support only, I came to this level. Actually, during my PhD and all, Prof, I'm sorry for. Actually, in 2002 and all, Professor Subramaniam got job in IFP. At the time, I was not. I was not getting the job. So I was continuing my work only. After some time, I got some kind of frustrated. I got. Then the professor said, "Are you interested in postdoc?" Then I said, "Yes, sir, I'm interested." Immediately he requested the professor, Professor Tezrud. He's in I called them in. He got a postdoc for me. So that kind of care he's showing. After getting the postdoc and all, even for us, Professor Rajesh said, I was not having any exposure to airport, air flight and all. So in the same way, Professor explained, before going to France, he called me. Professor's in my professor's house only I had lunch. And he was sitting with me, and he has explained everything about how to check in security, how to enter into the flight. There in Paris, how you have to check for all the things. And he said, if you do not know, if you are afraid of the airport and all, you don't go out of Paris. Out of Paris, be there in that airport itself, like that he was telling. And the very important thing is that after reaching Paris, my place was north, 500 kilometers away from Paris. So after landing, after reaching north, Professor Jerome was there for receiving me. Surprisingly, I saw another person, Mr. Giri. Giri is from Pondicherry. Actually, he is staying there. Professor took much care about me. So he informed, without informing me, he informed Mr. Giri to take care of me. That kind of care he is having. Even for my anonymity appointment also, he has helped me in updating the interview date and all. So that kind of care he has with all his students and all. So I am really proud of being the student of Professor Ramesh, and Professor Nagalingam also supported like anything. Even now they are our DC members of my students. So these are the things I want to share. My prayers, sir, for your happy and healthy retired life, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Since MSK they did not write a code on analyzing the heat release rate, once I joined, he imposed on me. So please write this this code, apply ideal gas equation. How do I know everything? I am an average student. I came from village background. How do I know all those things? Sir, I don't know exactly, but please give me some program or something so that I can use and analyze all those things. Just in a lighter vein, I am just telling the crowd. Dr. Pradeep, just limit only to 5 minutes.
Sure. Good afternoon to all of you. I fully agree with them. And I have been a QIP scholar there in MTech 2003-5 in IC Engine Lab, and 2010 PhD scholar under Ramesh sir. Then I've been working as a faculty at government engineering colleges in Calicut and Wayanad. Presently I am in Wayanad, Government Engineering College, Wayanad. And for last 25 years, I am a faculty in these colleges. So I will just try to add a few comments to the speakers. Somewhere I read in the morning also, I told in the comment box that I heard somewhere I have read that ABCD qualities of a good teacher. So I don't. So one A is accessibility, B is brilliance, and C is communication, and D is dedication. So I found these four are very apt words or comments or qualities a teacher should have. And for the last 25 years, and as a faculty, and before that as a student, I have never seen a faculty other than Ramesh sir with these qualities in 100%. Definitely, if you analyze, definitely people will have one quality or other in abundance. But having a good balance between all these four qualities is wonderful. So Ramesh sir has been wonderful in those aspects. So the affection, apart from that, the affection, I think all these things are included in these four words, A, B, C, D quality. And as far as personally and academically or career-wise, sir has significantly contributed to my personal life as well as technical life. Even my daughter is now 23 years old. She is working in Dubai as a civil engineer. She underwent a surgery, eye surgery. In fact, she underwent 2 eye surgeries when she was in high school classes. Sir, still, if I call him, first thing he will be asking is, how is your daughter now? How is she doing? How is her eyes and all? So that is the affection and care he always give to his students. Thank you, sir, for all the contributions you have made to our lives and as all students and personally to me. And which you, I think definitely for Ramesh, sir, there is no retirement. It is something like a software update. Next 2.0 update will come. So definitely updates will be always powerful and more innovative. So definitely we are looking forward. And I know that you are a very good photographer. You love traveling, and you have been to Kerala also many times. And I have the pleasure to accompany you to Wayanad, Adirapalli, all those places, and also in fact to US also. And definitely you will please find time to with family to visit our places. Kerala, I think always you have the good moments, good feeling. That green, it is very green, neat and tidy, and always you used to say. So always welcome. Please inform me well in advance so that I can arrange your travel. My all wishes and prayers with you and family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. Deliver his closing remarks.
Everyone, it's been a very touching moment. It's a very touching moment for me now, and it's been a very what do you say? I cannot express in words the way in which you all expressed what you felt. In fact, whatever you felt about me, I don't even realize that, in a sense, I never realized when it was all happening. And I think it should continue that way. And one more thing which I want to say is that you said my concern for students, and I think that is actually coming from my guide, Professor Nagalingam sir, who is here. He was always like that. In fact, whatever Dr. Sitaram Raju was saying that I was telling him how to go, my guide used to tell me like that. In fact, that is what I learned from him, actually. That is what I was just following. And even now, if I go and tell him something, we meet quite often, and even now, if I go and tell him something, that's the way he'll advise me. Do this. Just now also I was telling him that we want to buy a flat. He was telling me how it should not be in water, what it should have, how I should select. That's the kind of concern that he has, and I think that is what I've learned from him, and it's going on without even realizing it. because I think that's the way it has to be. So that's how it's going on. And so I'll do the formal thing now. So I'm extremely happy to see all of you here after so many years, some of you after so many years, and it's a great day that I can never forget. And I have expressed this several times. I am retiring with satisfaction. I don't have any, I really do not feel that I'm retiring or something like that. Many people come and ask me, how do you feel, what will happen after 30th of June, and you have been here, you're coming here. But so far at least I have not felt anything. I don't know what I'll feel later, but at least for now it's been nothing, because I am retiring with satisfaction, because I think all of you have joined together and made my life so comfortable that there's nothing to largely regret or anything like that. So it's fine. And there are a few unfinished tasks which I will definitely complete very soon. And at this moment, I wish to remember the long-lasting association with my beloved guide, Professor B. Nagalingam sir and Madam. And this started in 1983 when I joined MTech. In fact, I met Professor sir before I joined MTech. Once I got my admission, I just went to the IC Engineers lab. And then, I didn't join, I just had my admission. So I wanted to know whether I had to join IC Engineers lab or not. So I went to the lab. And the first person I met was Professor Nagalingam sir. And I went to him and he talked to me and said, you join here. And then I just joined, that's all. And after that, in the first semester itself, I remember I went and troubled him a lot, saying that I will do something in the lab. And he gave me a patent. I don't know if sir remembers. He gave me a patent of a carburetor. It was some bubble-through carburetor. And he said, this patent you try and do. See whether it works. It was some patent. Then I tried, and Mr. Yellappan was there. He was the technician at that time. I troubled him so much, and we made it work. That's how it started. Then automatically I became his student for MTech, and Professor KVG was also there. And Professor KVG is another person who is so unassuming, humble, down to earth, very knowledgeable, but you cannot just make out that he's so knowledgeable, because he's so humble. So I had the association, I was fortunate to be associated with both of them. And both of them are very close friends. And they used to be, it was not like guiding at all. I never felt any time that I was talking to my guide or something like that. It was just like going and talking to someone and doing. And Professor KVG used to come up with a lot of ideas we used to try. And that was the time. So I really enjoyed. Then my classes were with Professor Ganesan, Professor P. Srinivas Rao. Then I had the benefit of being taught by big professors later during my PhD, like Professor Prithviraj. And it was a great learning in IIT Madras. And many people helped me during my PhD. I should mention the efforts of Mr. Messiah Das, then Sampath, then Mr. Subramaniam, who is here, who always was with me in all the experiments. And we used to work together during PhD. And then we had the participation of Mr. Nagarajan, Mr. Pu, so many others, Mr. Michael. And all these people helped me a lot during my PhD. And I have to mention also my association with my friend, Professor Manivannan, who was the one who inspired me to electronics, apart from Dr. Dinakar, who was here. So we used to do a lot of things together, and that was the one which was actually, it initiated to electronics. Then after this, I went to BML, and again, Professor Nagalingam sir was one of the main reasons for me to go to BML, because I never wanted to go abroad, and said I ultimately went to BML. I worked there for 1 year, and there I was very fortunate to be associated with stalwarts like Dr. Aprameyan and Mr. Narsimhan. They were big people, and he was the chairman and managing director of BML, and he used to directly talk to me, and it was so nice. And we got to work on big engines, big trucks and all that. But my mind was always in teaching, but I wanted to be in the industry to see what the industry is. So I stayed exactly 1 year, to the day. 1 year to the day, and I left BML, and fortunately I got in IIT Delhi. In IIT Delhi, I have to thank, I was with several big people. I should thank Professor R.R. Gore, who was my mentor there. He's an ex IIT Madras product, and he was so kind to me. I thank him a lot for this. He's no more now. During COVID, he passed away. Then we had the association of Professor Gajendra Babu, he's a well-known person, he's a field very kind person, and Professor Dar and others. Then I came back to IIT Madras, and then again I was fortunate to work with my guides, and now my guides never treated me as though I was a student. I mean, it was so friendly, because many times people say that if you work along with your guide, again you'll do the same thing, they'll tell you something and you'll have to follow, but it never happened. It was never like that. And I mean, it was so friendly, and I was given total freedom. In fact, I was always thinking that there is someone to back me up. It was like that. If I take something, there is someone to help me. So it went on like that. And the next thing I want to say is the students. So many students were associated, all of them wonderful students, and they come from different backgrounds, they had different, challenges to face, they had different set of skills. It was so different, but there was something to learn from everyone. Though it was not told to them, but I learned many things from them. And whatever you say that is my achievement now today, so-called achievement, it's not my achievement. It is only what has happened to me, that's all. It is their achievement, because it is they who actually toiled. And if you see someone working very hard, you want to go and help them. It's natural. It's nothing so great. If you see someone who is so serious and doing something, why not? Anyone would be tempted to go and do. On the other hand, if you see someone is not serious, he will not go. So it only says that all of them have been very serious in doing their work. And it was never looking like work. And I never thought, whenever I went to the lab, or whenever I was working, or whenever I was teaching, it was never looking like work. It was just I was doing something which was actually I was enjoying. So I'm extremely fortunate from that point of view. I got to do the job which I liked the most, and I think this is the best job I can ever imagine in my life. I don't think I could have got anything better than this. So I'm fully satisfied from that point of view, and this satisfaction has only come because of the students. And it is the nice students who have made my life comfortable. And be it the research students, be it MTech students, or BTech students. From everyone it was fun learning. And there are so many BTech students, I do not know, some of them have joined online, like Paul Pramod and all that. So they also were almost working with research scholars. And we could not even sometimes distinguish whether he is a BTech student or a research scholar or an MS student. It was like that. So it was fun working with everyone. I liked it so much, enjoyed it so much, and I owe a lot for this enjoyment to all of you here. And there are so many projects that we did. We did many projects with industries, with funding agencies, and I should personally thank the industry that actually helped us, like particularly Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, then TVS Motors, Mahindra. These were some of the major companies which have helped us a lot. And these tasks with the industries would not have been possible without the support of the lab staff. And here again I have to thank Mr. Nagarajan, Mr. Babu, and Mr. Subramanian, Mr. Das, and then Phil and all the others. And also all the the project staff. There were many project staff who were at different levels. Some of them were project associates, project technicians. They all did wonderful jobs. In fact, there are people here who have also joined. I don't want to name anyone because I leave some names and it doesn't look nice. So they are here, and they dedicated people. I just did not have to go and pressurize them to do anything. Never was anything done under pressure. Maybe they experienced pressure, but at least I did not realize it. And never was it done. It was always done under pleasure. And they would always do anything for me. And that was what was motivating. And all of them, I think, made a lot of difference to my life and made my life comfortable, which is why I could do all this, whatever you have told today. So it doesn't really reflect on me, it reflects only on them. Then coming to the family, I thank, first of all, I would like to thank my uncle, Mr. A.M. Ramalingam, who inspired me to take up engineering. In fact, I was with my uncle and aunt in the early stages, and they were the one who took care of me from my first standard to 7th standard. My uncle is a great engineer. In fact, I consider him to be the greatest engineer I've ever met. He's a very practical person. Unfortunately, he is not living in this decade or in this century. He lived earlier, and he would have done many things if he had lived now. He was an electrical engineer in the electricity department. And my interest in teaching was because of my uncle's son, Prof. A.R. Santakumar, who also Professor Nagalingam sir knows. He's a great teacher himself, and I thank him. And also want to thank my aunt for taking care of me in my early days and affectionately guiding me. My father, Dr. T.D. Aswathnarayan, was a man of great values and discipline. As my son was saying, I thank my father for teaching me a lot of good qualities through his actions. In fact, my father he has also never put any pressure on us. It was just by looking at him how he is. My mother is a real homemaker. She was instrumental in the upbringing of all the three of us, my brothers and me. Her meticulous work and a keen interest in learning and analyzing have influenced us significantly. She is a great learner. Even now, she is very comfortable with the tab, whatever, WhatsApp, whatever you want. She will be up to date and all that. And she is also very interested in astronomy. And a couple of months back, just seeing her interest in astronomy, we went to the Kavallur Observatory just to show her. So such an inspiring person who has done a lot for us. And my wife, Chitralekha, who is here, a homemaker, and she is the main person who has enabled me to accomplish whatever I have accomplished. In fact, I would say my marriage is the most important thing that has happened in my life. And I would attribute whatever I have achieved to her patience and understanding. She has been silently supporting me, taking care of all the domestic responsibilities so that I can concentrate on my work. And she has also taken excellent care of my parents. In fact, my father was ailing sometime, old and ailing, and she took a lot of care, not only of my father, my uncles, all of them were with us, and at some point in time, and she took excellent care of them, which allowed me to have a clear mind and do all the work that I had to do. My brothers Vijayan and Sridhar have always stood beside me at all important moments. They were there with their families, have always been concerned about me. My son Gautaman is here, and you heard him, and he is a different kind of person, very adventurous and multifaceted person. He can manage his work. He is someone who you will see suddenly is working and suddenly is doing some adventurous thing. I sometimes even get confused which is his work and which is his adventure. But he is able to manage both, and he does all difficult things which we cannot imagine, really difficult things which we cannot imagine, which you really have to go and see what he's doing. And right now he is into off-road motorcycling, so like that he does all challenging things. And he is serious at his work, but also manages to pursue his passion in off-road motorcycling and football. My daughter-in-law Kriti is serious with her own consultancy firm in Bangalore. And I would like to also place on record my association with my cousin, Dr. A.C. Bhaskar, who is a scientist who was retired as a scientist H in GTRE. He is actually my friend from childhood, and I have not done anything without his knowledge, and he has supported me always in difficult times. So these are some of the people which I have to thank. But most importantly, I want to thank all the students, staff who have been associated with me in some form of either directly or indirectly, who have made my life comfortable and who really have achieved, and it is a celebration of their achievement. It's nothing else. I consider it to be that. I am a part of this celebration. I am not being celebrated here. So it's a celebration of whatever you people have done. And I want to thank again my beloved guide and madam for being with us always. And I think this will continue forever. At least I want it to continue forever. So my friend Hari Krishnan is here, and he is my schoolmate, and we are very close friends. We are family friends, not now, ages now, and he is my well-wisher, and this will also continue. Similarly, you had other friends. I think all of them will be associated, and I will not lose touch with any of you. I'll try to be in contact with every one of you. And finally, I want to say that, like I said in the morning, we will have this group, and I will put forth, I'm not putting forth my thoughts, I put forth whatever I thought we could do into that platform. And those who would like to participate and offer your suggestions, or you suggest a different direction, it's fine, whatever. We'll all again join together and try to do something. And I also volunteer and say that I will take a lot of responsibilities so that others can come in only when it is required, or those who are interested will take more responsibilities. The others can come in whenever it is required. So with these few words, and once again thanking every one of you here wholeheartedly. I don't have words to thank. I see Dr. Mayank Mittal who has come here. From there, I am really happy. I see students here, but I also see Professor Mayank Mittal who has spent the whole day here, coming here, and many of you from far away, from Delhi and many places. It's just unbelievable. I just have no words to describe. I do not know whether I would have done this. So I'll just tell you. So I'm so happy and so thankful to all of you for coming here and being in this function. Thank you, one and all.
Swami, as you suggested.
I should personally thank the organizers of this. In the moment I forgot, particularly Professor Porpadam. I wrote the names, but I may omit some names, I don't know. Professor Porpadam, then Professor Loganathan, then Pradeep, I think Anji Reddy, then Professor Sitaram Raju, and then Dr. Mr. Vasu, and many others who would have participated. I would not be knowing the names because these people removed me from the group. First thing they did was remove me from the group. So I don't know, but I think these are the main people. So I personally want to once again thank them for this, and it was a wonderful thing. And it's something to remember. Thank you very much, Prof.
respected Professor Nagalingam, Professor A. Ramesh, as everyone said it, hero of the day, esteemed dignitaries, fellow alumni, dear friends, and respected members of Professor's family and Professor Nagalingam's family, and other families of our friends. Good evening. It is a rare and beautiful privilege to stand before a gathering like this, not merely as a speaker, but as a grateful student, representing many hearts that are full today. I think all the hearts are full today. I consider it my honor to deliver this vote of thanks in a function for a man who has been much more than a teacher, a mentor, a guide, and truly a life influencer. First, let me begin with our chief guest, Professor Nagalingam. I couldn't say much because everything has been said by so many people. So, once again, what can I say? He's a teacher's teacher and a towering presence. In fact, whatever the qualities are there with Professor Ramesh is there with Professor Nagalingam. He's really a towering presence in our academic journey, in most of our academic journey. Sir, your gracious presence has added immense dignity and warmth to this celebration. Thank you for being here and for your inspiring words, and thanks, Madam, also. Second, to the guest of honor, I just skipped this part. I have observed some of the speech from the guests, Dr. Tenagar, Dr. Hari Krishnan, Gunasekar and all. Thank you for your sharing and your experience with Dr. Ramesh. I will straight away go with the organizing team. It's very important because as Professor's brothers told, Professor is a director earlier. In the last function, Professor's function, he was a director actually. Here, for this function, there was no director and he took the role. Parpadam took the role as a director. Okay. And many people, it was because since Professor Ramesh was there, it was very easy. But this time it was very difficult and to organize everything, and there are so many discussions, debates, and all the things. Anyway, finally, I think we have done it very successfully. Thank you for the meticulous planning, the coordination, and unwavering dedication. I want to, I cannot say all the names because I really don't remember, but to be precise, I want to say Professor Purpadam, Professor Raju, Loganavan sir, and Mithun in writing that, capturing that all the videos. Pradeep, who has coordinated all the bags and all the things, and Anji Reddy, who has given a lot of suggestions and all the things. And in fact, I have been closely associated with the team, and I know how much of hard work and heart has gone into it. So that's why it is a really success. And I think this is a moment to give a big applause to all the organizing team. Next, let me express my gratitude to the family of Professor. Your presence, the family, here makes this celebration complete, a real complete. Madam Professor, Sir told, because of his stature, in other words, I cannot say heroine, something like that. I can say Madam Professor out of respect. Madam, we know that behind such an extraordinary teacher, there is a life partner who often sacrifices quietly. Many people told you have sacrificed. We genuinely feel sorry for all that you might have endured silently. But please know, we are all beneficiaries of the sacrifices. We are all beneficiaries. Your silent sacrifice has benefited of many of us. Professor Ramesh may not have fulfilled every personal role perfectly because of his dedication. He may not have acted as a full-fledged son, a father, a husband, or whatever the role. He might have failed slightly. But what he gave to us as students is immensible. This moment brings me a famous Tamil Tirukural, which is famous to know. Mahan Tandai Katru Mudavi, even Tandai Ennotan Kolumenum Sol. You may most of the people may be knowing the meaning. To say in English that true duty of a son is to make the world ask by what penance did this father deserves to have such a son. So he fulfilled it actually. I had an association with his father. Actually from Amma, avlova enakku association illa. I had a lot of interactions with him. Unfortunately, he is not with us. But even though he is not with us, I am sure he felt this pride even before he has left the world. He might have felt earlier. Since Amma is here today, father also another kural, which is a famous kural. ஈன்ற பொழுதில் பெரிதுக்கும் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் என காட்டத்தாய். நிறைய பேர் சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. அம்மாவுக்கும் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும், இது தெரியும், நிறைய பேர் ஃபீல் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. பட் திரும்ப சொல்கிறேன், ரியலாக மனசுலேருந்து கண்டிப்பாக சார் பிறக்கும்போது நீங்கள் பெற்றதை விட இன்பத்தை விட இன்றைக்கி அதிகமாக இன்பத்தை பெற்றிருப்பீங்க அப்படிங்கிறத நான் ஃபீல் பண்ணுறேன். ஓகே. So there is a saying there is a famous mother, which is ஈன்ற பொழுதில் பெரிதுக்கும் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் என்ற கேட்டத்தாய், which literally translate a mother gets joy when a child is born, but she gets more joy when she hears that he is a respectable person in society. He has become a respectable person in a society. So now being facilitated by all these people, many people, his magnanimity as a big teacher, a very successful person in the society, she might be very happy than when he was born. Next, to all the participants, friends, alumni, colleagues, many of you have come from near and far, taking time from your busy life to be here. Your presence is not just a kind gesture, it is a powerful testimony to the love and respect we all carry for Professor Ramesh. Thank you for turning this into a shared celebration, not just of your career, but of your legacy. Finally, to you, sir, Professor sir, words may fall short, and I admit I struggle to articulate everything I feel. In fact, I feel it's as if I feel emotional. In fact, I am. It's overwhelmed actually. You taught with passion, led with grace, without ever seeking spotlight. Whether it was the classroom, your cabin, the corridor, the canteen, or the lab, you gave us your time, your wisdom, and your trust. See, that's why Professor also missed that point. I not missed actually. I noticed when Professor was telling, he was telling about our academic excellence. Professor was telling, there's nothing wrong in that. He was telling, but that word, celebrating legacy of wisdom and humility. See, there is a difference between knowledge and what we are talking about is knowledge. His knowledge in academic knowledge, experience knowledge, knowledge in electronics, knowledge in instrumentation. But wisdom is different. I am talking about wisdom here. Knowledge is, Tamil we call arivu. Wisdom is jnanam. That wisdom and humility. Wisdom with humility. So, I thank you for that. I don't know if it is imbibed or you born with that or you create, I don't know. You did not just teach engineering, you taught us how to be better humans. As we honor you today, we know this is not a farewell. Legends like you don't retire. You simply change classrooms from a lecture hall to life itself. As he has already mentioned, he will be more busy hereafter. And we will continue learning from you always. And last but not least, my sincere thanks to this hotel management, Citadel, the catering team, and every individual, visible or behind the scene, who helped me to this day smooth, elegant, and memorable. Thank you once again. And with the utmost fulfillment, thank you once again to all who participated in this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mr. Vasu. So can we have